Chris Raunchy, Amy Mark Scores, The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Good morning, friends, and a gloomy, rainy Friday. We love it, though. We love the rain in this room.
It's a lot cooler.
It is a lot cooler, isn't it, John?
Yeah.
Hancock and Kelly are with us on this Friday. They usually are on Fridays, and so we're gonna have a day, I think.
I get really nervous this time of year.
Why?
Why?
Oh no.
The trade deadline.
Oh.
I mean, you got Michael, a lefty, me, a righty, kind of spot starters. Come in relief a little bit. Very susceptible to being dealt.
It's being traded.
Well,
You're not gonna get traded.
You're not going to get traded.
All right.
But Monday is the trade deadline, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's correct.
And Tuesday are the elections and the
Yes.
primaries. So we're going to know a lot about the future of St. Louis come Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
How about that?
I think we kind of know a lot about the future of St. Louis, regardless of who's in charge.
Hey.
Hey.
Come on,
What
easy.
are you assuming that it's not good? I just was suggesting we know a lot.
Is St. Louis good or not? 314-436-7900. That's our phone number to call and text. We're on the Odyssey app as well. We are streaming, so you can see Michael and John and their blue shirts. You can see Amy and me as well. We are on Facebook, YouTube. Find the KMOX news pages, and you'll see us there. Or we are on Twitter at ChrisAmyKMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
That's right. It is almost election time. We got the primaries coming up, and you can vote on Amendments 4 and 5. We're going to be visiting with Ryan Kroll today from St. Louis Magazine on the county executive race.
And the U.S. State Department admits an unfortunate error after they mislabeled every highlighted country in Africa during an AIDS conference recently.
Every single one, huh? Cardinals lose the series to the Cubs. They drop 3 of the 4, but they're going to call up Quinn Matthews, who is expected to get the start on Saturday. So I know Cardinals fans are excited about that. And they got the Blue Jays tonight. It'll be a 5:15 pregame show and a 6:07 first pitch here on KMOX. So as I mentioned, John and Michael are here. Boys, are you ready for this huge amendment vote that's going to happen on Tuesday, Amendments 4 and 5?
Sure.
And Amendment 5 is that which will or would eliminate the state income tax. And Amendment 4 is the one where you would have to have all 8 congressional districts agree on any citizen-led amendment moving forward, which seems like that would never happen. But those are big votes. And I don't know, to me, just from what I've heard, with the exception of Governor Kehoe, who we spoke to earlier in the week, there aren't a whole lot of proponents, it seems, for Amendments 4 and 5, except for John.
Well, I'm not for 4.
But you are for 5.
What was that? Wow.
Matt fell down. He's
my
okay.
cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm not for 4. I am for the principle of having a higher standard to amend the state constitution, but I think this is a bridge too far, and they invited the anti-side to put money together, and there was no money put together to promote the thing, or very little money. In the legislature, I don't think thought that whole process through very effectively. The shocker.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Amendment 4 goes down badly, maybe the worst of any of the issues that will be considered.
Because there's been so much money spent on the no side and just a trickle on the pro side.
And we can point to the money, but it's also a bad idea.
It's a bad
I mean,
idea.
if you look at how we've passed things that have had overwhelming voter support in the past, it's through the process that Amendment 4 is trying to stop. And that gets everything from internet gambling, legalization of marijuana, expansion of Medicaid, raising the minimum wage, stopping right to work. So many things are being considered because of, quite frankly, the legislature and the administration in Jefferson City is so out of touch that this is the only recourse voters have to be able to advocate for what they want.
The concern, though, and it's a legitimate concern, is that the way our system is structured now, an advocacy side can go get signatures, and you pay, I think the going rate now is about $3.5 million to collect the signatures. So you got to have some money there. And typically there's zero money spent on the no side of these things. And all of the issues that Michael mentioned fall into that category, except for abortion. because there was money spent on the pro-life side, but not nearly as much as on the pro-choice side. And so when an interest group can amass money, go collect signatures, put something on the ballot. Pot's a great example. It was written by the marijuana industry. It caps the number of folks that can get into business. It totally protects the folks that are in that business now. And they amended with 200 pages the state constitution with, whatever it was, 53% of the vote. So, that's an abuse, I think, of the initiative process. And so I do favor a higher standard to amend the Constitution. There's a very high standard to amend the U.S. Constitution, and many states have higher voter thresholds to amend their constitutions. It's just that this particular plan is wrong.
Do you think then that with the voter initiative petitions, that they are more susceptible to special interest groups than the state legislators are? Aren't representatives and state senators also susceptible to big lobbyists and special interests?
The stuff the legislature puts on the ballot is born out of, their policy agendas. And I don't think they're throwing things onto the ballot to appease special interest groups. But, the process that we have in place, citizens should have a right to petition their government. They should have a right to initiate government policy. And if it's a statute that they're doing, I'm totally fine with that being 50% plus one, because it can be amended in the legislature. But when you're amending a constitution, there should be a higher consensus-based threshold for succeeding in that, in my opinion.
Well, like 55%?
50, I've seen 57, I've seen 60. Florida is 60. That way, if you're going to amend the Constitution, there's a broader consensus than just, a simple majority plus one.
With the way that we draw lines in the state of Missouri, and they've packed Democrats in, the urban areas, this really is, if you live in an urban or a suburban area in the state of Missouri, this legislature doesn't really have your interests at heart, because we see all of these initiatives that do come forward wind up passing overwhelmingly in the urban areas and winning huge statewide. That would be stopped under this new plan. I think John's right. I think there's some ways to consider some types of reforms, but that's not what's being considered here. Well, what's being considered right now is absolutely ridiculousness, and it would really make what comes out of Jefferson City, a lot of extreme legislation, be the law of the land.
From just a strategic standpoint, if you want to do this, and if you want to submit this to, and this is a referendum from the legislature, is Amendment 4. So there's a referendum that comes from the government to the people. There's initiative that comes from the signatures to the people. And if you want to do a referendum to make it harder to amend the state constitution, from a strategic standpoint, you would amass some donor support that would favor your proposal, have a reasonable proposal that you can defend over the air and with advertising and social media and so forth, and then take that to the voters. And none of that occurred here.
Would you say, I feel like it is safe to say that overall, as a whole, the Missouri legislature is right of the Missouri populace as a whole?
Oh, true that.
Would you say the Missouri legislature is right of even some of the red counties and rural areas in Missouri?
Yes.
That they're the rightest of the right?
Well, and that's a function of, that's an outcome of the fact that our primary elections encourage folks on the more extreme to win the primaries who automatically are elected in November. So, yes, and because the state is predominantly Republican and the legislature is overwhelmingly Republican, the folks that get elected tend to be more, to these days, the populist right.
Meanwhile, Amendment 5 also on the ballot, and that would eliminate the state income tax. We did speak to Governor Kehoe earlier in the week, and he sort of looked at what other states are doing and why he thinks it's a good idea.
We know that other states who do not have an income tax, their economies are much greater, their populations are growing, and things in those states are just providing more opportunities for their citizens. I'd love to be able to offer those same opportunities for Missourians. So The proposal went through the House and Senate in a transparent way with hearings and public comment, et cetera, and appropriately it goes before the ballots. This would be, with the voters, this would be likely the most major shift in policy the state has seen, some people say in 50 years plus.
So he's pointing to success that other states have had in eliminating the income tax. What do you guys think?
Well, he wants to compare apples to watermelons. We're not similar to the other states that have done this. It's a poorly laid out plan. In fact, there's really not a plan. It's the whole idea is, hey, jump off this cliff, and we're going to figure out how we'll solve it later. We don't know how deep that water is going to be. I listened to the governor's interview with you all that day. I'm shocked that he continues to put his stamp out in front of this because, Mike Kehoe is, if he was a baseball player, he should be worried about the trade deadline because he hasn't delivered on anything really of substance in the 18 months that he's been down there. And now he is the poster child of what is going to get rejected by not only Democrats but Republicans, including the Chamber of Commerce, who's no fan of taxes, is saying this ain't a good idea.
Well, you're wrong about his lack of accomplishments, but as it relates to Amendment 5, nothing the governor said there is inaccurate. Every state that has eliminated their income tax has seen economic growth. They've seen population growth. We are most analogous to Tennessee. I think the governor pointed that out. And look, let's say you earn $70,000 a year, okay? And your mortgage isn't taxed, your health insurance isn't taxed, your utility bills aren't taxed. So look at the money, the disposable money that you spend buying stuff. Let's say it's $40,000 or, that's going to go up in sales tax 2.8%. Your entire $70,000 is going to reduce taxes by 5%. You are going to come out ahead on this. Now, I wish the campaign for Pro 5 had kind of taken that message because the average Missourian would benefit from a no income tax.
Can I poke a hole in that boat, please?
You can try.
Let's just suggest that you're retired.
Yeah.
And you're living on Social Security.
Yep.
And you've paid for your house. You're not being taxed on your income right now. And when you go to Target now to buy your toilet paper and Staples, the sales tax has gone up on you. In fact, this is a tax increase that is going to happen to seniors in particular. And so this idea that y'all are trying to suggest that everybody's going to have a bunch more money in their pocket, yeah, billionaires, millionaires, folks like John Hancock are going to have more money.
Somebody making
but
$70,000 a year.
The people who work for a living are going to start paying more for everything. And by the way, when they go to get their hair cut, not a problem for you, John, they're going to be paying sales tax on it. When they go to see their doctor,
right.
They're going to be paying sales tax on going to see your doctor.
Perhaps you were reading your phone while I was talking. But if you make $70,000 a year, you're not a billionaire or a millionaire. And if you look at the money you spend outside of your mortgage, outside of your health insurance, outside of your utility bills, the money you spend is going to get a 2.8% tax increase. You come out ahead. As to the seniors, look, yes, I think some seniors will pay more in taxes under this plan. That's inarguable. But if you have a state that is growing and thriving and prospering, there's a better chance that your grandkids are going to be here. Because today, people are fleeing the state, not just St. Louis, the entire state.
One last question for redirect. We've got the Chamber of Commerce, which I think you and I can argue is an advocate for business in the state of Missouri. These are folks who don't like taxes. They've never seen a tax increase they like. They're always opposed to this. You would think that they'd be singing from the hymnal that this is the greatest idea in the world. John, they're silent. They're saying, raw deal. How is business, the face of the economic growth that you all say is going to come, not supportive of this effort?
Because I think that is because their membership is divided. Because the realtors who are funding the no side of the campaign are prominent members of the Missouri Chamber of Commerce, and they're not going to get in the middle of something like this. The other thing I think is that structurally, the way this thing was handled, by not spelling out in precise detail that we're going to exempt real estate transactions, we're going to exempt health care expenses, because that's would happen if this thing passes. By not spelling out that plan, I think that's been a real detriment.
So maybe you were reading your phone when I said that people are being asked to jump off the cliff and not know how deep the water is, and we're going to figure it out later in Jeff City.
All I'm doing is math over here, Michael, and I know math may not be everybody's strong suit.
It's not Ranji's.
But if you're spending $45,000 a year of your $70,000 income on stuff that is taxable, those taxes are going to go up by 2.8%. Your taxes on your $70,000 are going to go down by 5%. You come out ahead.
I would say that the argument that we're using Tennessee as a good example, and Nashville has exploded in population. Their population was increasing before they did this. It's
not close because they eliminated income tax
like a few years ago.
2021.
Yeah.
Nashville was exploding
way before that.
In the same way that Nashville is not a good example for city, county, and corporation, because Nashville incorporated with the county because they were exploding and growing so quickly that the infrastructure couldn't keep up. And Tennessee has triple the amount of out-of-state visitors as money spent as Missouri.
So that vote will be on Tuesday. So get to the polling place and do it. And also the primaries as well. So
have you guys already voted?
No.
No. And you know what? I'm confused because I actually agree with John that I think it will save the average Missourian money because I'm not going to outspend what I'm saving in income tax. I just don't know how the state's going to fill the gap, and I feel like it's an undercooked plan.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX. We got Hancock and Kelly visiting for the 9 o'clock hour. More coming up.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty. This summer, local events are happening all over the place, and i3 Broadband is a big part of it. At i3, we love being part of the neighborhood and are proud to support the events that make our communities great. We're also proud to deliver 100% fiber-to-home internet, recognized as Greater St. Louis's next-door neighborhood fave. We give you lightning-fast speeds and reliable performance. Head over to i3broadband.com/radio today or call 866-806-5485 to upgrade because life runs better on fiber, and i3 Broadband is here for you.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history-telling podcast, chronicling the epic story of America, decade by decade, from the 18th century to the 20th. Original music and immersive sound design accompany us on our storytelling journey. Listen to and follow History That Doesn't Suck, an Odyssey podcast, available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Kiara Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at Amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Can you believe politicians nearly doubled state spending since 2019? Yeah, that's twice the rate of inflation.
What do we get for all that extra spending? Nothing.
Yeah, and get this, over 200 loopholes are buried in our tax code, written by lobbyists for wealthy corporations.
Our tax code is rigged against us.
We get taxed on our paycheck, our home, everything we buy.
I guess somebody's got to pay for all that spending.
That's why we need Amendment 5. It puts politicians on a leash.
Forces them to cut taxes and control spending, whether they like it or not.
Amendment 5 closes the loopholes, eliminates income taxes, cuts property taxes, and gives $3,000 a year to average working families.
We decide, not the politicians.
Amendment 5 is the biggest tax cut in Missouri history.
I'm voting yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC. Mark Ellinger, Treasurer.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Hey guys, it's Glover. If you or someone you care about has been injured in a crash, make one call first to Cantor Injury Law. Mark Cantor has been helping injured Missourians for more than 30 years, and his team is ready to help you too. Call 314-628-9999 or visit CantorInjuryLaw.com. Injured, you can count on Cantor.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely on advertisements.
Built on a century. Focused on today. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Chris Rongieri, Mark Scores, Michael Kelly, John Hancock with you. And so this morning I heard a name that I had forgotten about, and that is Dr. Faisal Khan. And you may think, why does that sound familiar?
It does sound familiar.
Yes. So that is...
Genghis's brother.
Not Genghis's brother, but... Faisal Khan worked with the St. Louis County Department of Health, and he was the acting director of public health from 2021 to 2022. He had intense criticism with being a proponent of like wearing masks and his handling with COVID-19. But it really came to a head because, again, I'm like, why do I know Dr. Faisal Khan? Because remember, there was the heated county council meeting. I think there were members of St. Louis County at this meeting. And as Dr. Faisal Khan was leaving the meeting, he flipped an obscene gesture towards the council or the attendees at this meeting. And he told the media that the people who attended the meeting had harassed him, had approached him, touched him, and used racial slurs. The problem is...
There was tape.
The problem is there was tape from all of the local television stations who had his entire exit, tape and audio, with none of the harassment or racial slurs or touching that he claimed. So he lied.
He did. So let me clarify here. Was this a digital display by Dr. Khan, or was it more of a Gary Templeton-esque type of gesture?
I don't understand the last reference.
It was
Gary Templeton?
What are you talking about?
What did he do?
He was exiting the field.
Gave the finger.
And he gave the to
the
fans.
up your thing, right? Okay.
No,
which led to his early exit from the St. Louis Cardinals to be replaced by Ozzie Smith, and the rest is history.
Wow.
But
no, this was the middle finger, which he admitted to. Yes.
It was a digital expression.
Yes. Well, he's back in the news because St. Louis City has hired him as the health director.
No.
Buddy, is there a better place to, be reheated meat than St. Louis? Remember that game we used to play when you were kids called Go Fish? You'd take it and then you'd throw. We are fishing in the same fishing hole all the time. Like, really? We can't find somebody who wants to come in who's a doctor that doesn't come from St. Louis. Clearly, whatever we've been doing in the past isn't working. Maybe we need to find some new opportunity. I think this is a giant miss from the mayor.
It's weird. Of all the people you brought in,
but
the former county health director who left with intense scrutiny and controversy.
But maybe it's a circumstance where nobody wants to come to St. Louis. And so this is what we're left with. I don't know.
Let's hope we're able to avoid the wrath of Khan. here.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Oh, here's the thing, though. After he left St. Louis County, he went to Seattle. And now we've brought him back.
Sounds like it
from
went
Washington.
well there, huh?
Well, here's
He's
the
already
thing.
coming back?
Remember the St. Louis Public Schools? And
Oh,
how
yeah,
we
the
had
Seattle- the Seattle
yes,
connection.
The Seattle connection.
Yeah.
We're getting all the rejects from Seattle, man.
Well, this was a reject from the county to Seattle and now back.
Yeah.
Okay, well, see, this is a question I'm out of sheer ignorance because I did not pay. I mean, I was living here during COVID, but I did not pay a whole lot of attention to what he was doing. I was paying more on a national level, I think, because that was what was in the news mostly. Was he good at being health director?
You know, I think there was a lot of scrutiny at that time, right, with people
I think everybody
wearing
who
masks.
was in charge anywhere.
But the thing is, yes, but and I mean, Sam Page, right, was much hated because of his COVID policies. It wasn't just that; it was the fact it really came to a head when he lied about the people who attended the meeting. That's when, like, I was on with Charlie Brennan at the time. That's when we started talking about it so much. It wasn't like, oh, well, he wanted you to wear masks. It's like, you threw the people of St. Louis County under the bus saying they were making racial slurs, and we had all of the media stations there with running cameras that said, sorry, buddy, that didn't happen.
Yeah. You know, Chris, to answer your question, I'm not sure I remember that was such a tumultuous time, right?
Yeah.
COVID and how political everything got. But why, when you're trying to reset things, take things in a new direction, would you look backwards? And, you know, even if the guy got a bum rap for what he was up to, I don't believe he did. If you're trying to turn the page, turn the page. Go forward, not backwards when you turn the page.
Hancock and Kelly with us on this Friday morning, a rainy Friday morning in St. Louis. And we got lots to talk about still with the boys. They're going to be with us until 10 o'clock. Panera's leaving town. Their headquarters is going elsewhere. The elections are coming up. We got the primary coming up, and then the midterm is happening in November. Questions on that, and we need to talk about political ads, too. All of that is coming up with Hancock and Kelly on the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Show, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
The trade deadline is fast approaching, and Cardinals news could break at any moment. Will they buy? Will they sell? Every move shapes the future. Stay with KMOX Sports for breaking news, trade rumors, and expert analysis. KMOX is where you hear from the people making it.
There are things that pop up within a couple hours of the deadline that didn't seem to be at all possible.
On air, on X, at KMOX Sports, the voice of your Cardinals. KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
72 degrees and rainy, not as warm today. A thunderstorm in spots, a high of 82. Tonight, a thunderstorm could be some flash flooding, a low of 69.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Registered lobbyist Mike Deering is not the kind of guy you want in the state Senate.
Did you say he was a registered lobbyist?
Sure did. When conservatives like Tricia Burns tried to pass a bill to take back the 300,000 acres in Missouri allowed to be controlled by China, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against it. When conservatives like Tricia Burns fought alongside Missouri cattlemen to require foreign beef to be labeled, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against that too. While conservatives like Tricia Burns are fighting to protect your farmland from being paved over by data centers, lobbyist Mike Deering described Google's Montgomery County hyperscale data center as a
very positive thing.
Deering also endorsed liberal Democrat Chris Koster for governor and openly mocked President Trump. Registered lobbyist Mike Deering, anti-Trump, pro-Democrat, bought out by foreign ag interest, and in love with data centers. Take down data center Deering on August 4th. Vote America First conservative warrior Tricia Burns for state senate.
Paid for by Mo Constitutional Conservative Council PAC, Scott Lady Treasurer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Over 35 years, I've seen it all. Car crashes, work injuries, defective products, medical mistakes, lives flipped upside down in an instant. But I've also seen something else, the power of fighting back, the power of winning. Over $30 billion recovered and counting. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
I've noticed over the last 15 years, no, let's just say 10 years, how astronomical the prices to heat and cooler homes are for the equipment. Because there was a time when you would call me and it was affordable. If you have a house and you want air conditioning and you just want it to cool your house and you want to heat your house, I have a system that I made a special buy on that will do just that and save you money. Common sense will tell you if you just replace your old, and I'm talking 15, 20, 25, 30, 35-year-old system with a new system, you're going to save big dollars. If you're interested in that, call me. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois. It's 314-293-2600. Again, it's Bart Inman, 314-293-2600. God bless.
Steve Ellman leads. Ellman enacted a data center moratorium. He doubled our parkland, built new roads, prioritized safe schools and streets, eliminated the county's real property tax. Ellman for St. Charles County. Bill Eigel misleads. Eigel talks but didn't pay his property taxes, but voted to give tax credits to the company behind the St. Charles data center, and was rebuked by Trump's lawyer for scamming donors.
Paid for by the committee to elect Steve Ellman, Michael Summer Jr., Treasurer.
Today, the Cards, the Blue Jays.
Emron Total Access 515. First pitch 6:10.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hancock and Kelly on a Friday on the Chris and Amy Show with you till 12. Gas House Gang at noon today.
Hey.
We've got comedian TJ Miller coming on the show. He'll be with us at 11:30. An actor.
Funny guy.
Yeah. He's been on the show before.
Every time I hear the name TJ, I think of TJ Hooker. You guys remember that show on television?
I didn't watch it, but I know what you're talking about.
Was it a police officer?
Yeah, it was.
Shatner.
William Shatner, and wasn't not Farrah Fawcett.
Heather Locklear.
You could put any name there, and I'd say, yeah, sure. I don't know.
All I remember is that I do remember the opening for TJ Hooker, and William Shatner is like running in it.
That's right.
It's a real goofy run.
My dad never missed an episode of TJ Hooker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this the theme?
And he was running. You're right. They had to do it in slow mo.
He had a really goofy run.
Hold on. I want to hear this. I don't remember this.
You don't?
No.
Maybe this should be the opening to our show.
I remember the name of the show, and I remember it being on, but I never, I was too young to watch it.
The same guy, I don't remember his name, but he wrote all of those theme songs in the 70s, and the Rockford Files, all of them, Beretta. It was a very prolific intro writer.
Huh. So, guys, we were just talking about the primary coming up and the vote that's happening, and then we've got the midterm.
We'd rather talk about TJ Hooker.
I know. Nobody wants to hear about TJ Hooker. But in November,
I kind of do.
You do?
Yeah, it's more fun than politics.
Yeah, sorry. In November, we've got the midterm coming up. And Axios just conducted a survey that ran from April through the middle of June. And some of the responses, the results of this, I think are, I don't know if we should be concerned or not, but it does seem like the public is concerned about election integrity and that sort of thing. For example, what they are worried about when they were asked if they are concerned about politicians pushing to change results, 67% of people who responded said they are worried about that. Are they worried about mishandled ballots? 57% of people are worried about that. Voter intimidation at polls, 52% of people. And your ballot not being counted, half. So exactly 50% of people are concerned about that. How concerned should we be about what's going to happen when we get to the midterms?
Well, I understand those numbers because the left is worried that Trump is going to manipulate the elections. And the MAGA base is concerned that the Democrats are going to steal yet another election in their understanding. So I'm not surprised at those numbers because they're coming from both parties. But what I can tell you is we have the most secure, accurate, fair, free elections in the history of the world. We have safeguards in place all across the spectrum. If you go talk to the Democrat and Republican election officials in St. Louis County. When they walk you through all of the safeguards, all of the double checks, all of the confirmations that take place from the casting of the ballot to the transporting of the ballot to the election headquarters to the unopening of the machine to the counting of the ballots that have a bipartisan team in there, and observers are allowed in the room too from the campaigns, and that is the process they go through. And then before they certify the results, they do it all over again. And in every election jurisdiction in this country handles it that way. Our elections are secure. But we've been told now for the better part of a decade that elections are getting stolen and there's cheating going on. And there's massive fraud and widespread. I mean, a certain number of people are going to believe that because they've not taken the time to actually examine how the election process is conducted in this country. It is America that sent election instructors into all of those former Eastern Bloc, former Soviet countries to teach them how to conduct free and fair elections. The American electoral system is the finest, most safeguarded in the world. I'm pretty passionate about this.
Cosign. I mean, what else is there to say? John's 1,000% right. I would suspect that most people, though, think that it's the other states that their elections are being stolen in. I always thought it was interesting during Donald Trump's first wave of the election was stolen from me that they brought Rudy.
He started it before the first election in 2016.
But they brought Rudy Giuliani to Missouri. The Missouri Republicans brought him to Missouri to sit there and lecture these guys about how the elections are being stolen in Missouri. The Republicans run the elections in Missouri. So I think most people in Missouri who are concerned about, the elections are being stolen, or think they're being stolen in New York or in California.
Okay,
and the
about
folks
the mayoral race in California
think they're being stolen in, Kansas and Tennessee.
Spencer Pratt losing in California. That's what it became. Like, they stole it from him. He had no shot of ever winning that election.
But that has actually, what you just said, Michael, that has been shown in polls when you look at, polling Democrats, polling Republicans, polling both. And obviously, a lot of the belief that the elections were stolen is heavily on the Republican side. But when you break it down further, the Republicans who believe that the election was stolen or that, the election isn't fair, believe that it's unfair in other states except their own, which I would say tracks with how people act, because there's a disconnect between what people are saying and what people are doing. I brought this up with the economy. A lot of people, feel like they don't have any confidence in the economy, but consumers are spending. So it's like, well, wait a minute. A lot of people feel bad about the economy, but they're still spending. This is actually happening with voting, where a lot of, especially Republicans, are saying, your vote doesn't count, but they're still voting. It's
there is a threat there because they've been and a lot of money has been spent communicating this idea, and a lot of airtime on cable TV has been spent communicating to folks that all elections are rigged. They run the risk here of alienating their own base to not participate.
Wouldn't that be election interference if a Republican told a bunch of Democrats, your vote doesn't matter, like what happened in Georgia with President Trump and the runoff several years ago for the Senate seat, that, hey, your vote doesn't matter. But he was saying it to Republicans, so technically it's not election interference, but couldn't it be election interference?
Sure, and there have been cases where
if they were,
where campaigns, not a court, but a campaign has sent out direct mail telling people the wrong election day, and that's illegal. You can't do that. But you know, and elections get tampered with all the time, rhetorically. Sometimes it's by foreign actors like Russia or China. Sometimes it's by individual campaigns. There's always a so-called election interference. That every communication, every advertisement, every direct mail piece, every digital impression is election interference because you're trying to persuade people to take an action. That's what elections are. But the idea that somehow the results are tampered with and distorted, and for you to believe that in an era over the last 30 years where the Congress has turned over back and forth more times than any 30-year period in American history. And so if there's some widespread conspiracy out there, the Democrats would never, the Republicans would never win anything, right? I mean, if the Democrats are out there screwing Republicans, they would never have taken the House and the Senate and then lost it, and then taken the House and the Senate and then lost it, and then taken the House and the Senate and then lost it. It is just... It infuriates me that people have been so lied to and deceived and conned that they have this fear of democracy.
It's by people that have no regard for the institutions that we hold. And that to me is bothersome. And, you know, the refrain you hear all the time from people who push this stuff, and they'll say things like, the American people have questions about elections. Yes, because you keep telling them that it's stolen from them. That's why they have questions. Stop telling them it is stolen from them, and they will stop doing that. They'll stop feeling that way.
The American people do have a lot of questions about the Epstein files.
You know what I haven't had?
What's that?
A stolen in a long time. I used to love those things.
Those were big in the 90s.
Little cherries.
Doesn't that mean coffee cake? Cherry stolen.
And cherry, and they got the little
Is there a
icing on there.
Difference between a coffee cake and a stolen? Are they the same?
Well, coffee cakes, Michael, typically are square.
Well, they don't have fruit, right?
That is correct.
I think a coffee cake is fruitless.
Yeah.
And a stolen has fruit.
It's fruity. Okay.
Hancock and Kelly with us for a bit longer on this wonderful Friday. It's July 31st. It's almost August. Can you believe it? It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
He's running.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
I'm Bill Eigel. I'm a no on data centers. Last year, when a new hyperscale data center was up for a vote in St. Charles City, I'm the only candidate for county executive who stood with you in opposition. Meanwhile, Steve Ellman was writing op-eds in support of data centers. In fact, he spent $400,000 of your taxpayer money to identify 6 locations just for data centers in St. Charles County. I'm Bill Eigel, and if you don't want data centers in our county, then I'm asking for your vote on August 4th.
Paid for by Eigel from Missouri. Lisa Borchers, Treasurer.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these 2 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Congress doesn't need more politicians. For nearly 30 years, Joan Von Dross dedicated her life to helping students learn, grow, and succeed. Now she's running for Congress to fight for lower healthcare costs, stronger public schools, and a more affordable future for Missouri families. Teachers solve problems. Politicians play politics.
I'm Joan Von Dross, Democrat from Missouri CD2, and I approve this message. Vote for me on August 4th.
Paid for by Von Dross for Congress.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Chris and Amy show on KMOX, and this week we learned about another traitor to St. Louis.
Yeah.
We had one in our midst, and we didn't even know it. Panera Bread has decided to move its headquarters to a town 30 minutes outside Boston, Massachusetts.
A low-tax state?
No, no, it's not a low-tax state.
That's why companies moved.
Do
we know what the package they received was
Yeah.
in terms of economic development?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the people in St. Louis.
Oh.
No, I don't know.
So, Panera Bread leaving at once a St. Louis bread company. I
Yeah.
believe it's still called St. Louis Bread Company.
St. Louis.
In St. Louis. Well, they are leaving, and so we decided to ask the people in our question of the week, who is the worst traitor to St. Louis? Is it Panera Bread or the Rams? And the results are in.
Stan Kroenke.
Overwhelmingly, the Rams won with 74% of the vote. So...
Because what are we talking about? 300 jobs with Panera? Is that the number I heard?
For the head, for
I think
the
it's
corporate?
a few hundred.
And so they've offered people a relocation package.
They're not.
We
they're
call
not
it an
hefty.
invitation.
Yeah.
We call it an invitation because they're just assuming that people are not going to take them up on their offer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some people will move to Massachusetts, but I'd say the vast majority are not going to. What do you think about this? What do you think about Panera Bread giving us the double Freedom Rockets?
Companies are free to do whatever they want. I find it interesting that they didn't even contact the Missouri Department of Economic Development to see if they could match.
Governor Kehoe said he hadn't heard about it.
Right. And so that tells me that they were absolutely a full steam ahead. We're leaving.
The main guy's from Boston. That's
hello. All right.
his
Well,
area.
now there you have it.
Yeah.
There you have it. And so That's probably explains the move better than anything else. I was not aware of that.
Now, do I get the liberty to speak freely about what I think of Panera Bread?
No, we have been.
Oh.
And
It stinks. It's not even good.
It used to be good.
The
Yes, it
bagels
did.
are no good. The food, it just, it's not my bag.
We would like to reiterate, Amy and I, I speak for the both of us, when this is not sour
Scary.
grapes. This is not sour grapes because we have been complaining about Panera
Yeah.
for a while.
Oh, yeah, because first of all, as soon as it switched from St. Louis Bread Company to Panera, and like as we said, the CEO is from Boston, but as soon as it switched, it started going downhill. I mean, this has been going on for years. They used to have the fresh baked bread.
Yes.
And remember in Chesterfield Mall with the blue sky that was
Yes.
painted on the ceiling of the Bread Co. and they would play the symphony music, the classical music, and the bread bowls and the danishes and the displays were so pretty. And then it just turned to junk. And they use frozen bread. They don't bake anything anymore.
Yeah, now you could go into a kiosk to order. I had to go there to get some bagels one day because I couldn't find a bagel shop close to where I needed to be, and it was only Panera Bread, and I dreaded it because
Yeah.
I mean their bagels aren't even good.
But they used to be good.
Oh
When it
my
was
gosh,
St.
that's
Louis
the
Bread
problem.
Company. When it was St. Louis Bread
And
Company,
I
it was
think
so
their
good.
portions have gotten smaller as
Much
well.
smaller.
Worse than
sandwiches-
shrinkflation.
We talked about this. Their Italian that they used to have, the Italian
Yeah,
sandwich,
yeah.
was I loved it. Back in the day, that thing was amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a different sandwich now, and it's a lot smaller than it used to be. And that's all of their stuff.
Now,
it's insane.
to highlight what a value basically everything else is, I compare it to Panera. I'm like, I went to Taco Buddha. I got 2 giant breakfast tacos with eggs and potatoes and avocado, and they were big. Like, these aren't the little street tacos. These are 2 big tacos and coffee, like refillable coffee, for $11.
How about that?
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't get that at all at Panera. And I was full because, again, 1 taco would be enough normally, but I was starving.
What'd you call that place?
Taco Buddha, one
Taco
of my
Buddha.
favorites.
It's on
I don't
Manchester,
think you
right?
can do
Several
bagels
locations.
in mass quantities that way either and have them be effective. Shout out to a place out in West County that I just recently have learned about called Lefties. Have you guys heard about this?
I have
At,
not.
Olive and
Yes.
141.
You can't. I mean, you got to get there
It's a
early.
line.
I know
Fine,
Lefty's
man.
fried rice.
It's good. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
and
down in
141,
South
I drive
City.
past
That's
that
good.
all the time.
Yeah, you should stop in there and grab a bagel and a sandwich, man. It's nice, good stuff.
But don't you have to get there early to get the bagels?
I've
Or maybe
I've
there's
only
just
been
a
there
line.
twice,
Yeah.
and both times I've had great.
Is that where you went yesterday?
No, yesterday I was headed north on
Oh.
141.
Gotcha.
Well,
John and I played snooker yesterday.
We did.
and what happened?
You know, it was a good day.
For you.
A very good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Michael?
happy for you, buddy.
I'm sorry,
We're
Michael.
gonna go
Oh,
play-
it's fine. My good days are coming in November. So I'm going to let John have a couple of good days leading up to November.
Well, John, Panera, apparently, according to Barry, who's watching us on YouTube,
Yeah.
he says Panera has $5 stolens. If you want to go
You
get
don't
one.
say. I bet they're all stale, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
That place is dead to me.
Yeah.
Completely dead.
Adios.
Yep. All right. And I feel bad for all the people who work there.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And like even work at the local shops. Sucks, man.
Well, they'll still be around.
yeah, but then, you
Right.
know, they might get shunned.
Good.
Don't shun the poor people who work at Panera Bread. Guys, enjoy the rest of your whatever it is you're going to do today.
But at the end of the day, if you want to take solace in something's bread company, you're not Stan Kroenke.
That's right.
That's true.
You know?
You're not as bad as
I'll
that guy.
choose you over Stan Kroenke.
That
Did he
guy's a real
shave his
piece of crap.
mustache off, or did I dream that?
Is
I
that a
don't
real
know.
mustache?
Something.
I thought it was like a stick-on.
Yeah.
Boys,
Yes.
we'll see you next week.
You will.
Oh, I
indeed.
think we're going to have you on Wednesday after the primaries.
Nobody knows. I'm
think we
sure.
are.
We're
I
Yeah,
think they're
Wednesday
in Wednesday
morning.
morning.
You're gonna be with
Steve
us.
said you have to be there.
Yep.
All right. We'll be
Enjoy
there.
your weekend, fellas.
See
I
ya.
know.
It's a
Bye,
Chris and
everybody.
Amy show on KMOX.
Bill, you're an old politician.
Yup, sure am.
So you know the old timers warned that someone trying to sell you a pig in a poke was a con man.
Well, sure.
Well, no offense, Tom, but your politician's Amendment 5 is a pig in a poke, allowing politicians to raise our taxes without a vote of the people. And the politicians' Amendment 4 takes away our power to do anything about it. But let's look at what's really inside 4 and 5.
Oh, don't do that.
5 hits hardest seniors and those struggling financially with new taxes on services like doctor visits, in-home care, and rent. Sales taxes could more than triple. For up to 80% of Missourians, it's a tax hike. And Amendment 4 ends majority rule, effectively ending our power to stop corrupt and out-of-control politicians.
Slick plan, huh?
No, Tom, 4 and 5 are schemes that hurt citizens and transfer our power and our money to politicians and lobbyists. That's why I'm voting no on the politicians' Amendments 4 and 5, paid for by Missourians for Fair Government.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear. It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10 o'clock. It is a little gloomy out there right now. It is dark downtown and raining, 74 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey. Hamas confirming that it will disarm as part of a deal announced by President Trump. But that deal also requires Israel to end its strikes and withdraw from Gaza. Israel has not officially commented on the deal. Major oil companies reported massive profits while fighting between Iran and the U.S. impeded petroleum shipments. Prices for Brent crude soared above $100 a barrel for much of the spring. ExxonMobil and Chevron both more than doubled their profits in the second quarter. Democrats in Congress proposing taxing oil producers for war-related windfalls. New York Attorney General Letitia James is suing the online betting platform Kalshi, saying their prediction market platform violates state laws against illegal gambling. We get more from ABC's Aaron Katursky.
Kalshi depends, the Attorney General's lawsuit says, largely on chance rather than skill. So she says quintessentially it is the same thing as gambling and should be regulated and should be taxed accordingly.
Missouri's August 4th primary is this next Tuesday. Election officials keeping a close eye on early voter turnout. Secretary of State Denny Hoskins says county clerks across the state are reporting what they're seeing so far.
Early voting turnout has been increased from prior years. Folks are recognizing that they can vote up to 2 weeks early. I think there's some excitement about different things that are on the ballot, whether that's local races or Amendment 4 and Amendment 5.
Hoskins tells MissouriNet he predicts about 32% of Missouri voters will cast ballots in next week's primary. That's higher than turnout in many recent August elections, including Missouri's statewide primary in 2024. 3 people have now been charged with the murder and kidnapping of a woman who was found dead at cement land along the North Riverfront in March of 2022. 25-year-old Dasha Allen had been out buying diapers for her infant when Kristen Houghton collided with Allen's car around Chain of Rocks Road in Riverview. According to the Post-Dispatch, Houghton's passengers, Jamont Ellis and Denzel Williams, hopped out with guns. Allen was shot multiple times. Her vehicle was set on fire. Her body found 9 days later. A 5-year-old Clydesdale has joined the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. His name is Captain, and he made his debut this week outside Busch Stadium. That brings the total number of horses in the Mounted Patrol Unit to 4. The forecast is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Rain and a thunderstorm through midday, leading to some flooding on streets as well as in low-lying and poor drainage areas, and plenty of clouds and humid this afternoon with a shower or thunderstorm, high 83. A thunderstorm early tonight can produce flooding, downpours, hail, or damaging winds, and mostly cloudy and humid later tonight with a shower, though 68. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, and cooler with a couple of showers, even a thunderstorm, the high to 74. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is rainy and 74 degrees downtown. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Looking for your forever home? Discover The Reserve by McKelvey Homes in Wildwood. Enjoy beautiful new homes, scenic walking trails, parks, a community fire pit, and top-rated Rockwood schools. All surrounded by the natural beauty of West County. Visit McKelveyHomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Hour 2 of 3 of the Chris and Amy Show. And every Friday, we talk to our friends at St. Louis Magazine, and today we're doing it again. We've got Ryan Krull on the Quiver River Electric guest line. With the elections coming up here, we've got one on August 4th, which is on Tuesday coming up here, a primary happening, of course, Amendments 4 and 5, the most well-known amendments are on the ballot. And then we've got the midterms, which will happen in November. But we are all very interested in artificial intelligence and how it is starting to affect these races around the country. And maybe you have seen some AI political ads running here locally in St. Louis. To talk about all of that, Ryan Krull is with us. We appreciate you, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Oh, that's a fantastic beard, by the way.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It's a little bit unseasonable. I mean, it only makes the already hot summer even hotter. So I don't know if it's a very wise beard or not, but it's here. So
well, it looks great.
All right. So let's jump in with the very exciting St. Louis County executive race because again, as we mentioned, a lot of decisions being made on Tuesday, and looking at St. Louis County, and as you noted in your story for St. Louis Magazine, that a recent poll showed Jake Zimmerman as the lead in the county executive race, which apparently was something of a surprise. Perhaps people were expecting Brian Williams to be in the lead at this point.
Yeah, he was the front runner. So I think a little bit of history here just to get folks up to speed.
Yeah.
It was originally like late last year. It was going to be Brian Williams versus Sam Page. And then I think it was like in December, Page said he wasn't going to run again. And then it just sort of seemed like it was Williams. He kind of had this glide path to victory. And then in January, the county assessor, Jake Zimmerman, got in. And still, it sort of seemed like it was, Brian was the front runner. But then a few months after that, State Senator Angela Mosley got in. And as we reported at the time, and the scuttle ever since was that sort of State Senator Mosley got in essentially to siphon votes away from State Senator Brian Williams. So that sort of seemed to kind of give Zimmerman a little bit of a boost. And if this poll is to be believed, I think there's some good reasons to maybe sort of have a raised eyebrow at it. But if this poll is to be believed, Zimmerman's up by like 10 points. Now, Williams' campaign says that they have their own polling that shows them up. But this thing is definitely a lot closer than folks thought it was going to be, back at the beginning of the year. That's for sure.
So how do we know what to believe in terms of the polling? They've each got their own, and they each think they're winning. So what do we do?
I think we got to wait another 4 or 5 days and see what the, it's the oldest cliche in politics, but, the only poll that matters is the one on election day. So we'll see what happens on Tuesday. Yeah, no, you're totally right. I guess I will say it is maybe notable that Zimmerman's the sort of the poll that boosts Zimmerman's chances seemingly. That one's out there and kind of circulating, and it's public. We published it. The one boosting Williams is not public. I haven't seen it, so that maybe says something. However, also important caveat: the poll that says that Zimmerman's going to win was a poll paid for by the Zimmerman campaign. So all of these things come with caveats. Even the caveats have caveats. I mean, it's fun to read the tea leaves, that sort of thing. I enjoy it as much as anyone. But yeah, we're not going to know until Tuesday night.
I'm throwing this at you, and so I apologize because I don't know that you've covered it at all yet. But we were kind of just talking about the county and the city and how it's always kind of, messy or recycled names. And I was just saying, I was pretty surprised when I heard the announcement this morning that the city picked Dr. Faisal Khan as the health director after the controversy that surrounded him with St. Louis County. I don't know if you had your eye on that at all, or if you also just feel that in your reporting, you agree that, man, do we recycle a lot of names around here?
Oh no, I couldn't believe that whenever I read it. I just thought it was like a prank to be just totally transparent. Whenever I first saw someone texted me about it, because we did this thing late last year at St. Louis Magazine. It was sort of 10 folks who left the public eye in not so great circumstances. Like we did like a "Where Are They Now" sort of thing.
Oh, really?
Like Steve Stanger was one of them. A few others. But Faisal Khan was on that list, and I suspected that was going to be the last time I would ever write about him. But no, the doctor is back. For folks who don't know, he did have the very unenviable job of being the county health director during COVID, whenever there was all this uproar and pushback over mask mandates. And I think it was in the summer of 2021, the county had briefly put a mask mandate in place. He went before the county to try to get them to keep it in place, and there was a really heated county council meeting. Ultimately, the county council decided to terminate the mask mandate, and then the crowd was very anti-mask, and there was some yelling and that sort of stuff. But yeah, Dr. Khan, he said as he was leaving that meeting, he basically got into some sort of physical altercation with a person in the crowd, that he was bumped in the shoulder, that racial slurs were hurled at him. And he even went kind of national with that. He talked about it in national media. Definitely did not make St. Louis look good. But then video came out of that meeting, and no one ever touched the guy. There couldn't be any sort of racial animus heard. So yeah, it really sort of cast doubt on anything the top health guy in the county said from there on out. And he left that job not too long after. So so I agree with you. Very surprised to see him back as the top as the health director in the city.
I know we're going to move on, but I'm glad you brought up the point about him going national, like with CNN or NBC News. It was covered nationally, but local TV stations had the cameras rolling, as you mentioned.
Yeah. I think this gets at this sort of fundamental thing that there's plenty of like real nastiness and bigotry. We don't need to concoct it. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make us look good. It doesn't do anyone good. So I think the sort of public opinion on him, at least at the time that he left, was pretty low, for a good reason.
Talking with Ryan Krull, St. Louis Magazine. Also the race between Wesley Bell, currently District 1 congressman, and he took on Cori Bush and beat her last time, and now he's taking her on again. What does the polling suggest in terms of that race, which people have the opportunity to vote next week?
Yeah, well, that's funny you should say that. I have actually not seen too much polling on this race. It's funny that there was sort of the county executive race seemingly has more public polling than the congressional one. The polling that I have seen showed Bell up. I think the conventional wisdom is that he's got the edge here. Again, we won't know for sure until Tuesday. Cori Bush definitely has some sort of national trends kind of at her back, some wind at her back. People on the progressive side of the Democratic Party have won, like in New York, in Colorado, and Ohio. But it's a really big question how much of that's going to translate here in St. Louis. Bell has out fundraised her. And I got a feeling it's going to be one of those things. I think my gut says it's going to be closer than last time. I think Bell won by 5 points last time. But this seems to be Bell's to lose.
We're speaking with Ryan Kroll, staff writer for St. Louis Magazine. And Ryan, we've talked a lot about AI, especially with election campaign ads. And a lot was made of the St. Charles County commercial with
Bob Onder? No, you're Jason Law. That's
yes,
the one.
And like the AI, Steve Ellman and Bill Iger. It was the weirdest thing. And the St. Louis Recorders race, as you note in your story, Bill Eigel, sorry. The St. Louis Recorders race in your story also has AI slop everywhere.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I just set out to do a kind of basic story about the Recorder of Deeds race. It's one of the more there's not a lot shaken that's like city specific this time around. So the Recorder of Deeds is kind of the biggest race. So I just figured I'd do here's running, here's the folks running, here's what the job is, that kind of thing, just so folks had something to sort of, they could kind of bone up on the race before they went out and voted. But then when I started looking into it, it was just everywhere. There was just these weird looking AI ads was like the only thing I could find on most of these candidates' social media pages and in their mailers that they sent out to folks. So yeah, I found that really interesting. One guy in the race, Shane Cohn, he is adamantly against AI in terms of using it to make campaign material. Says that he's doing it all analog. He doesn't like the way AI looks. He thinks it's tacky. So I thought that was kind of interesting. You got 4 people in this race. 3 seem to be leaning pretty heavily into the AI generated material. The 4th one is solidly old school. So I just love that dynamic, and that's why I wanted to write about it. And one of the other folks in the race, this woman, Patty Ellison Brown, she said she was very forthcoming about it. She said, I tell my team, use the AI, don't use it too much, make sure I still look like me, that kind of thing. And she, she was good natured about it. Like I saw an ad where it looked like she only had 4 fingers in the mailer. And I said, well, what about that? And she said, Ryan, how do you know I don't have 4 fingers? So that was kind of a fun little rabbit hole to go down.
Show me your hand.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, well, and you also note in your story that there are a lot of petty election antics, as you know, like with sign stealing and people moving signs, which I know is a real thing, but I still laugh because one of my favorite shows is the show Schitt's Creek, and Moira Rose was running for something in town, but there was all the sign stealing antics. It feels like a sitcom.
Yeah, that's like a perennial thing. I feel like every election cycle there's allegations of sign stealing. Though I will say, this Recorder of Deeds race did surface for me a new dirty campaign tactic I was unaware of. I knew about sign stealing, and then I knew about candidates putting their signs in public places where you're not supposed to put them. But what was new to me was people stealing their opponent's sign and then putting that sign in a place it wasn't supposed to be, and then taking a photo of it to make it look like that candidate put his or her sign where it wasn't supposed to be. I thought, man, that is some real petty 3D level chess.
See, now I haven't done it, sorry. I've thought of my own version of this, which is get a bumper sticker of a candidate that you don't like, whether it's Bernie Sanders or Trump or whatever, and put it on your car and then drive like a jerk. Drive however you want.
Yeah.
It benefits you because you get to drive like a jerk and everyone's going to associate it with your political opponent.
I'm worried that strikes me as the sort of thing that if we talk about it too much, it'll catch on very quickly. And
what a cynical thing to do,
I mean,
man.
this being St. Louis, you could just slap those stickers on random people's cars, and it would probably be just as effective, given how good of drivers we tend to be here.
Every time you see a car without a license plate, you put a bumper sticker of your political opponent on it. Or expired tags.
I feel like if any candidates are listening, I feel like they should be paying you by the hour here. This is some good
I'm an ideas lady.
And she'll do it all for free, too. Right. I didn't know we had a king of AI slop in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, it's this guy. I don't advise anyone to go check him out. But yeah, this guy, Lee Roy, It's bad in every way that's imaginable. And, this being 2026, that just means his influence is only increasing. But yeah, the amount of water that guy's using to create his AI slop on city and county politics is just it's a shame. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure something out here because the recorder of deeds race may kind of be the canary in the coal mine here. I don't see this AI stuff going away. It's cheaper to produce, even though it looks bad. You can make more of it. So eventually, we're gonna have to sort this out. But it's not gonna be between now and Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, and again, just kind of going back to the St. Charles County executive race. I don't know. I guess it's legal, but to have AI video of Steve Ehlmann and Bill Eigel having a conversation that never happened, like using AI, I can see a lot of older people even, it's not just older people, but watching it, maybe not recognizing it as AI. It feels really off to me.
Oh, definitely. And this is the sort of thing too, where you can imagine someone, not to give anyone else any of their ideas, but you can imagine someone coming out with some sort of piece of AI content that's, defames their opponent or something like that. And it hits the internet like, 7 a.m. the morning of election day, right? So there's not any time to get out the fact that this is BS, that kind of thing. Yeah, this is a real problem. And I remember there was the big issue with deep fakes. Do you remember that from 8 years ago? And there was this sort of big talk in journalism and political circles. We got to figure out what to do with deep fakes. And we never did. Like they were just replaced by an even sort of better, fake version of reality. So this, I don't know. I think this is going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. But I guess I will say the one thing about AI is I'm sure you guys get all these mailers around election season for political candidates, that kind of thing. I didn't think those things could get any more annoying, and then AI, proved me wrong.
Oh man, we're in the weirdest spot.
Ugh.
It's the worst. Ryan Krall, we appreciate you as always. Thanks for talking with us today.
You guys too. Hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Ryan Krall, staff writer for St. Louis Magazine, with us on KMOX.
Can you believe politicians nearly doubled state spending since 2019? Yeah, that's twice the rate of inflation.
What do we get for all that extra spending? Nothing.
Yeah, and get this, over 200 loopholes are buried in our tax code, written by lobbyists for wealthy corporations.
Our tax code is rigged against us.
We get taxed on our paycheck, our home, everything we buy.
I guess somebody's got to pay for all that spending.
That's why we need Amendment 5. It puts politicians on a leash.
Forces them to cut taxes and control spending, whether they like it or not.
Amendment 5 closes the loopholes, eliminates income taxes, cuts property taxes, and gives $3,000 a year to average working families.
We decide, not the politicians.
Amendment 5 is the biggest tax cut in Missouri history.
I'm voting yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC, Mark Ellinger, Treasurer.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap. Just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline, we warehouse for you.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
There's a saying, it takes a group of good men to build a barn, and only one to tear it down. Well, a few Jeff City politicians are at it again, tearing things down with Amendment 5 and Amendment 4. no on 5 and 4. 5 takes our money with higher sales taxes, higher taxes on gas, guns, and groceries, a sales tax hike on rent and diesel, seed and feed. 4 takes away our constitutional right to vote and go around the establishment politicians and to stop higher taxes. Takes away our safety valve, a vote of the people to stop or reverse a dumb idea like the everything tax. I'm a no. A heck no. No. No on Amendment 5. No on Amendment 4. No on both 4 and 5. Paid for by no on the everything tax.
The radical left let crime and drugs pour into our nation, and they let biological men into girls' sports. But here in Missouri, if there's a problem, we fix it. That's why Ann Wagner's fixing the mess the radical left made and delivering for us. Wagner voted to ban biological men from competing in girls' sports, and she voted to fund the police and provide more resources for Border Patrol agents, keeping our families, communities, and children safe. And Ann Wagner didn't stop there. In Congress, Wagner passed the largest working-class tax cut in American history, kept big government out of our business, protected our way of life, and ensured our communities remain safe. That's why Ann Wagner's endorsed by the Missouri Farm Bureau and Missouri Fraternal Order of Police. Vote Ann Wagner for Congress on August 4th.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
We have
Yes.
2 pairs of tickets today to give away to see Foreigner and Lynyrd Skynyrd on August 6th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, and courtesy of Live Nation. And you need to have a valid email address to win.
Have to.
Well, I mean, we'll let you know when it's time to win those tickets. You got to be listening for your opportunity to win, but just keep in mind that you need to have an email address, for crying out loud.
Yeah. If you don't, it's just not going to happen.
Is there a reason John Hancock
John
is
Hancock
popping?
is back.
What's up, buddy?
I thought you were on break. The light's not.
He thought we were not on the air.
That light doesn't work anymore.
Little inside
Can we help you?
A little inside baseball here. Our on-air studio light is off. So
We thought you left.
John Hancock. I thought he forgot his headphones.
He's holding them.
Yeah, he is holding them. Speaking of embarrassing, now I have to admit that of all the school subjects, geography is probably my weakest. It probably is. But this is a bit of a bummer, Ranj. The U.S. State Department said it takes full responsibility for hastily altering and then presenting a map of Africa at a global AIDS conference. That mislabeled every single country that it highlighted.
How do you do that?
So, yes, the State Department had a map of Africa highlighting countries, and every single country that was highlighted was mislabeled. An analysis by Reuters found a watermark on the State Department's map image that suggested that the State Department used OpenAI to make a map of Africa.
Every single country, huh?
That they highlighted,
Yeah.
was
So
mislabeled.
So, like Uganda, Nigeria,
Mhm.
Mozambique,
Mhm.
those are the countries? Yeah.
Among others.
Come on,
Cote
dude.
d'Ivoire, Malawi, Cameroon.
You would think that just by being in the State Department, you should know this stuff, right?
Or like just, you don't even need AI.
basic,
There are
isn't
a
it?
lot of maps out there. Like you don't need AI to make you a map of Africa.
Artificial intelligence, man. It's just, I know it can be useful, and there are going to be some things that we are happy we have it, I think. You know, but 10 years from now, when it gets better, we'll probably look back and be appreciative in some respects that it is available to us. But right now, man, there's just so much that it gets wrong or looks bad, or it just doesn't do the job as well as a human would do, but people are still relying on it anyway.
They are, and it's frustrating because you, a lot of times, I say you, the royal you, we are not in a position to know it's wrong. What do I mean by that? Well, very, very specifically, like Jonah Goldberg, who writes for the Dispatch, right? He knows Frederick Hayek and his writings. He's got all his books. He's studied them. He's written a bazillion books on them. He can quote Hayek. And he asked ChatGPT for a Hayek quote on a certain topic. And ChatGPT said, here's the Hayek quote from, from this book. But Jonah Goldberg knows that book in and out and said, that's not a Hayek quote.
Yeah.
It's not in that book. So he told ChatGPT, and ChatGPT did the famous, oh, thank you so much for that correction. I'll note that next time. So he said, give me a Hayek quote that is only verified. Like, give me a verified Hayek quote. Okay, here's a quote from Frederick Hayek that's verified. Another quote, another book reference. It's not in that book. But most of us are not Jonah Goldberg that we would never know. And the thing is, I bet some of those quotes were close. There's you could have a lot of quotes that like, oh yeah, that sounds like something Frederick Hayek would say. And you think, well, who cares about Frederick Hayek? That's not the point. The point is when it's a very specific quote about a person and you ask for it to be verified and it gives you the source, unless you are incredibly thorough in your research and you go get that book for yourself to verify if that's a quote or not, it could not be. It could just not be true.
Man, you got to be very careful still. And what's weird is that I know people who, for some reason, trust the AI result more than they trust a Google result, which a lot of times it's the same, right? But they're like, well, what does the artificial intelligence say? Like, I'm not sure it's right. You just can't rely on it as much as some people are. Chris and Amy on KMOX, City SC back at it tomorrow at Energizer Park, and they're playing well. We're going to talk to Jen Cease about that when we come back on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
All access with Ollie Marble on the Gas House Gang.
When things aren't going well, I feel like there is a responsibility to answer to it. Even the kid that apologized for yelling, let's go, wake up. His seats were the first seats right behind the dugout. You paid good money for those. You get the yell. So if you have an opinion, if you have questions, I'd rather take the time, especially when things aren't going the way our fan base would like, just answer those.
Ollie Marble, Tuesdays at noon on KMOX.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
71 degrees, and it looks like it's spitting out there outside Studio B. A thunder shower in parts of the area, followed by more showers and thunderstorms this afternoon into the evening. A high today of 82. Tonight, a low of 69.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Registered lobbyist Mike Deering is not the kind of guy you want in the state Senate.
Did you say he was a registered lobbyist?
Sure did. When conservatives like Tricia Burns tried to pass a bill to take back the 300,000 acres in Missouri allowed to be controlled by China, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against it. When conservatives like Tricia Burns fought alongside Missouri cattlemen to require foreign beef to be labeled, lobbyist Mike Deering testified against that too. While conservatives like Tricia Burns are fighting to protect your farmland from being paved over by data centers, lobbyist Mike Deering described Google's Montgomery County hyperscale data center as a
very positive thing.
Deering also endorsed liberal Democrat Chris Koster for governor and openly mocked President Trump. Registered lobbyist Mike Deering, anti-Trump, pro-Democrat, bought out by foreign ag interest, and in love with data centers. Take down Data Center Deering on August 4th. Vote America First conservative warrior Tricia Burns for state Senate.
Paid for by Mo Constitutional Conservative Council PAC, Scott Lady Treasurer.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm Bill Eigel. I'm a no on data centers. Last year, when a new hyperscale data center was up for a vote in St. Charles City, I'm the only candidate for county executive who stood with you in opposition. Meanwhile, Steve Ellman was writing op-eds in support of data centers. In fact, he spent $400,000 of your taxpayer money to identify 6 locations just for data centers in St. Charles County. I'm Bill Eigel, and if you don't want data centers in our county, then I'm asking for your vote on August 4th.
Paid for by Eigel for Missouri. Lisa Borchers, Treasurer.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Well, City SC's on a bit of a tear, and it goes back to before the World Cup break, which lasted about 6 weeks. I don't think they've lost since the beginning of May. It's been a long time, and they are playing some good ball. In fact, they are currently in a playoff position as of right now. It's time to go to the Quiver River Electric guest line, and we are joined by Jen Cease, who is with us on KMOX. She is a City SC broadcaster on Y98, and they will take on, is it Real Salt Lake? Is that how they say it? They'll take on Salt Lake
or just RSL?
I love when we try to Europeanize things. Like, why? Let's just
Europeanize.
Yeah, let's just not. All right, so
we
Salt
would just
Lake,
call them Real Salt Lake.
I know,
Real Salt Lake,
as opposed to fake Salt Lake.
Fake
I don't
one.
get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
they play at City Park tomorrow, Energizer Park, 7:30, and that game will be on Y98. Jen, this team's playing really well. What's going on, man?
Yeah, they are firing on all cylinders since the break, especially. So I think that break, as much as we kind of had a few worries about how it would maybe break up momentum that City was on as they went out for World Cup break, they seem to have matched it in stride, and their game has changed a little bit too. So what I like most about what these guys are doing right now is not only have they kind of built City from the back, so City's backline is very strong, very organized and structured, but now we've also been able to create more combination play in the box and more dynamic attacking. So that equals goals, and that equals a lot of excitement. So City's game is definitely growing week by week, month by month. I think Yohan Demay's got a lot going on. And of course, we've got a couple of new people that are slotted into the attack with Alexandra Matan and Carlo Holza being available hopefully soon. Matan should be available this weekend, and we'll see what that looks like with potential kind of an upgraded City attack, which has already gotten better since the break.
So at the beginning of May, they lost to Austin, and that was on the road. Then they beat Colorado, LAFC, tied with DC United, beat Austin again. When they played them again, beat them that time, beat Kansas City, beat LA, and then beat Colorado. So, I mean, they're on a really good run here.
8 games without losing.
Yeah, that's and considering
You
the way
don't
they were
jinx
playing,
it.
I'm sorry.
you can say, oh,
Knock on wood.
we don't have that kind of authority. But considering the way they were playing earlier in the year, it's pretty remarkable what they've done lately.
Yeah, and if you really think about it, when Yohan DeMay got the team, 80% of the roster was not his in terms of he didn't ask for these guys. He didn't, request Corey Ray or a sporting director to go out and get a certain kinds of players. He had to work with what he had. And, kudos to the guys, too, for taking a lot of different coaching. The guys who've been with the club since the beginning, I'm thinking of Tomas Ostrak, who just scored that game-winning goal and is coming back from injury, Roman Berkey. They have seen so much changes. We're on 5 coaches now. If you include the interims, which I think you have to, 5 coaches. And it's really hard to establish how you're going to play the game when it's always kind of changing. And I really hope that Yohan DeMay gets a really long run at this team. I like what he's done so far. He's kind of upgraded the City attack. It's no longer just throwing a bunch of shots or throwing a bunch of chances at the goal. The team will go ahead and do a high press, but if it's not there, they'll recycle the ball and have it make it more intentional. So I really like the upgrade in the City play so far.
So you mentioned them being able to change their style of play, have that sustained pressure a bit more. Why were they able to make that change? Was it just because they finally had some stability in a coach for a while? Was it personnel changes?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. So, right, you've got to have your coach come in and you have to have time in the preseason. Now, Yohan DeMay didn't have a ton of time. I want to say, wasn't it end of November, early December when we actually got to meet Yohan DeMay? So he was coming in with a preseason that was just getting ready to start to work with the team that he really didn't recruit. So he came in and did that. And it took a while. I think what I've heard the players talk a little bit about more recently is that they understand a little bit more what the system is that he wants to play. Yohan DeMay always believes in structure over individual, system over creative individual play. If you have the structure, you have the system, then you can go ahead and do your creativity right there. So I think it's taken that first preseason that City had, and they kind of also got a second preseason, if you will, with the World Cup break to really dig it and dial in on what he wants to do, what his perfect game looks like, and then what their individual roles are in that game. For example, Edward Leuven isn't playing as deep as he used to play for other coaches, so that changes his responsibility on the pitch. So I think it's just taken this long for the guys to come together and make sure they understand, 1, what he wants on the pitch, and 2, how do each of them fit individually into that system? And it seems to be working well.
So tell us more about the Danish midfielder that they have picked up. He's 27 years old. Is it Carlo Holz? Is that how it's pronounced?
So the pronunciated guide on City has Holza, almost like an at the end, but I've also heard Holze, and I don't think that doesn't sound very Danish to me. So Carlo Holza, who we met yesterday at the press conference, is a really dynamic City attacker. So if people are looking, now he's an attacking midfielder, however, so if people are looking for him to be a one-to-one fill for that top slot, unless Yohan DeMay does something different, which he is prone to do sometimes, he believes that he wants his players to be good at least 3 positions. But where Carlo shines the best is in that middle of the field and progressing the ball forward and being very dynamic. One thing that really gets said about him is not only what he does with the ball, but the work and the movement that he does off the ball. So when he doesn't have the ball, he is a player who gets himself, almost like we talk about Lionel Messi, he gets himself into spaces that are really dangerous. And before you know it, he is snuck into a spot and he's become dangerous in the attack now with the ball. So I'm excited to see how quick he is, how quick he's able to finish the play, and his quality in the final third is what I'm looking for. Because, of course, we've had plenty of those moments where City has been able to score. They weren't able to finally finish it, and it's been growing a little bit better. As soon as he gets into the attack, which will probably be in a couple of weeks, I think, when the paperwork gets all said and done, it'll be interesting to see what he does along with Alexandru Matan, a Romanian 26-year-old, I believe, attacking midfielder, and see what that looks like together on the pitch.
I know this isn't necessarily that relevant right now, but kind of interesting. So Holza does play for the men's national team for Denmark, but they didn't qualify for the World Cup this year. Correct?
Right.
But he's played international matches with them.
Yes. He's got, his international caps as well. He's played, of course, anybody who comes up through those systems plays on their youth national teams as well. So, yeah, he did say in the press conference, too, that this was not the first time that he's been the largest transfer fee. When he went in to play for Samsunspor, I believe he also had the highest transfer fee when he got there as well. So that was a big one for St. Louis City to do, $6 million transfer fee for him. And he said he doesn't mind the pressure of that he looks forward to stepping up and showing why he can help City change its game or keep going as it's going, right? And keep continuing, because Yohan Demay will always say, it always makes Matt Pauley really upset when Yohan Demay, we win a game and he only focuses on the things that need to be improved. But he is really critical. He is somebody that looks at, okay, we did great, but what can we fix? He's always looking to improve. So I'm interested to see where Holza and Matan fit in this system. And then frankly, that leaves question marks for the guys that are currently on the pitch. They're not going to all be able to be out there at the same time. So who's going to be out there in a couple of weeks and what that's going to look like for City 2.0 this year?
As you know, I mean, there's always been a criticism of City for the way they've handled the roster, at least in terms of being aggressive or not being aggressive enough and maybe not committing as much in payroll as people would like for them to. Do you feel like they are moving in a better direction that way, or at least willing to do so?
Yeah, I think they're showing that they are. I mean, they're a young club yet, so they haven't been around like the OGs where they've built that kind of cash reserves. But I do believe that Corey Ray, sporting director Corey Ray, in those moves he made a little bit early in the year, was Joao Klaus going to LA Galaxy, with Cedric Toyshirt now not being with the club, Sergio Cordova not being with the club. That freed up a lot of money, and their ability to go then get Carlo Holza and really make the point that they wanted to get him. They wanted to get him now, and they were willing to spend that transfer fee money to get him here as soon as possible. I think it does show that the club is willing to invest where it's right. I do find Corey Ray to be very deliberate, very much like Yohan Demay, very deliberate in everything that he wants to do. He's not going to rush a deal. He's not going to worry about missing somebody just because they might fit. They're going to have to fit 100%. He's going to take his time, and he's going to look to build this roster for the long haul. So that's beyond the performance that we're currently seeing this year. He's looking into the next 2, 3, 4 years.
I know this is a conversation in other major league sports when it comes to coaches or managers, their ages. And I know Yohan Demay at 36 years old is on the younger side for an MLS coach. And at one point, I think he is the youngest coach to ever coach an MLS team. I think he first got that job when he was 29 years old, his first head coaching job. How much of a, let me rephrase that. How much of a role does age play in your mind with coaches, their ability to connect with players? Do you see that in MLS, or is it kind of the same as other sports where it just depends on the individual?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually, because they're not out there playing, so we're not worried about that point in time. But you bring up a good point. You don't want to ever dismiss the wisdom that comes from coaching when you get older and you get more senior in your coaching, because a lot of wisdom comes from those years that you've tried everything. You know what you're doing, and you know what you want to go ahead and do. A younger coach is trying to build their own profile along with the profiles of their players. However, they often bring fresh perspectives to the game that perhaps a more senior coach doesn't. So I do think it's right. I hate to say it depends, Amy, like you said, but I think it does kind of depend. And I thought it was interesting that you said, too, is sometimes when they're a little bit younger, too, they're not so far in distance, right, from the players that they're coaching in terms of, not being able to relate to them. And I find Yohan Demay seems to be, man, I'll tell you what, every single player that you talk to in St. Louis City, whether they've been there for a week or they've been here since the start of Yohan Demay, said he and his staff are very demanding. They all talk about it. They all are happy to step up to it. But I do find that especially those younger coaches that are trying to build their own kind of portfolio, if you will, as a coach, and who am I and how do I want to coach this game and what does beautiful soccer look like to me, do really work their players really hard, but it does seem like the guys are responding to them really well. So I do think you're right. It kind of depends on the individual.
So tomorrow, 7:30 against Salt Lake at Energizer Park. It's also Marvel Superhero Night. Did you know that?
There are going to be a lot of big, older kids, and I'm talking about adults, who are wearing all their superhero gear. Yeah, City's got a few theme nights coming up, and that's one of them.
So are you dressing up or what?
I wasn't going to, but now that you said that, I don't think I have anything left over from, I probably have some, I'm sure there's play stuff from my kids when they used to go ahead and, I think I have some Hulk hands.
Yeah.
I could probably use some Hulk hands.
Yeah, it's your kids, right? Belongs to your children.
Yes, it's them. It's not me. I'm not a comic book nerd.
No, you're not a dork at all, Jen.
A little bit.
Thanks, Jen. We love talking to you. We'll talk to you Friday.
Thanks, guys.
That is Jen Cease on Y98. She is a broadcaster. You can hear the game again tomorrow there. 7:30 is the start time of the game, and we're looking forward to it. They're on a hell of a run. They better win tomorrow. Salt Lake's good, too.
Yeah.
They are good. So it'll be a tough one, but it should be a lot of fun here in Midtown. Or wait, Downtown West. Sorry.
Downtown West.
Yeah. So sorry. Don't want to mislabel the neighborhood.
The texters are already texting in.
Did you see this? Next on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable scent boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
boss, 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 bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going a swing.
Ready to elevate your game? Join the MBA Sportscasters Forum on Tuesday, September 15th in St. Louis. Learn from Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and Hall of Famer John Rooney as they break down play-by-play, reporting, interviewing, and covering the game. Then cap off the day with the Cardinals versus Giants at Busch Stadium. Step into the booth, sharpen your skills. Go to KMOX.com/events for details and registration.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you wash that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, nope, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Breaking news. Missouri will vote on Amendment 4 this August. Right now, a ballot measure passes in Missouri if it gets a majority of votes statewide. Amendment 4 would permanently end that. If Amendment 4 passes, it would rewrite the Missouri Constitution. So instead of using the total statewide vote to decide if something is approved, a measure would need to win a majority of votes separately in each of Missouri's 8 congressional districts in order to pass. So one district could veto the will of most Missourians. That means with Amendment 4, just 5% of voters could overrule what the majority of Missouri citizens want. Opponents of Amendment 4 say it undermines the sacred principle of one person, one vote, and takes away the people's power, giving it to politicians and special interests instead. Protect majority rule. Vote no on Amendment 4. Paid for by Protect Majority Rule Missouri. Mike Pridmore, Treasurer.
You know, I'm always talking about taking care of everybody else. The kids, the family, the job, the house, the calendar. But today, I want to talk about you taking care of you. Because if you don't take care of you, who's going to take care of them? What if you could better understand your risk for chronic disease before symptoms begin? Simon Cancer Center has a tool called Your Disease Risk, and it does just that. It helps you get a better understanding of your risk for chronic disease and cancer before symptoms even start. It looks at things like lifestyle, family history, everyday habits, nutrition, physical activity, tobacco use, sleep, and screenings, because your health story is shaped by more than just genetics. And knowledge is powerful. When you know your risk, you can make better choices, ask better questions, and the ability to take actions early. Listen, it only takes a few minutes, but it can help guide decisions that matter for years to come. Prevention starts with awareness, and awareness starts with you. Visit siteman.washu.edu/YDR and take the Your Disease Risk Assessment today. Just a few minutes a day could make a difference for years to come. That website again is siteman.washu.edu/YDR.
Today, the Cards, the Blue Jays.
Emron Total Access 515. First pitch 6:10.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Ranj, I know you spent millions of dollars last week on all the different items that you would buy from famous movies and TV shows.
Correct.
Well, you got to save this because the residents of Kentucky Fried Chicken founder Colonel Harlan Sanders and his wife Claudia Sanders went up for auction. And it is a 3-acre property. It was the original KFC headquarters. It contains 2 structures, the Blackwood Hall Mansion and the Claudia Sanders Dinner House. And the dinner house is where the Sanders would train all their cooks, I guess, and franchisees and whoever needed to know how to make the chicken.
So I got to buy this now?
Yeah.
I don't want it.
But it's on sale.
I don't want it.
It was
sale.
$9 million in 2022, but by 2023, they reduced it to $4.9 million.
Yeah,
it
I'm
also
still- I don't
has
want
some
it.
of Colonel Sanders' personal memorabilia with the Colonel's day planner, which they're not saying contains the 11 herbs
The
and spices.
recipe, yeah.
But they're not saying it doesn't contain the 11 herbs
Well,
and spices.
I still don't want it. I think it's too much. I'm going to need a better deal. Remember when Tony Romo got arrested for driving while intoxicated?
Yes.
And he did the field sobriety test, and he did not pass it. Well, he was on the main team on CBS with Jim Nantz calling football, the NFL, and he is now on leave. It has been reported today that Tony Romo is on leave as the lead analyst. Instead, J.J. Watt will be joining Jim Nantz in the booth. So he is on leave until further notice. But if they're already replacing him and games haven't started yet,
Yeah.
then, I mean, is this going to be a long suspension or leave or whatever?
I don't know, but you can't drink and drive. You just
cannot.
can't. It's so easy not to, and it's really selfish to do it because if you only hurt yourself, it would be one thing, but you can hit a van with mom and kids in there, kill someone's dad or
Yeah.
husband. It's sad.
So also, I should note this. You really should go locate it. You should Google it. But Romo, when he was before the field sobriety test, and I didn't know this until today, and I thought it was AI. It looks so ridiculous. I thought it was artificial intelligence, but it apparently is real. I can't explain to you the Dak Prescott warm-up. There's this warm-up that Dak Prescott does where he thrusts his hips and he kind of does this thing with his arms.
Yeah.
It looks really weird. He does it on the field before games. And Romo was doing that in the garage where he was performing the sobriety test in front of the cops. And I thought that was fake, but apparently it is not. He was doing it. You need to go look it up. And
Wow.
anybody who is listening, go Google Tony Romo, Dak Prescott warm-up, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
All right.
It's ridiculous. So
All right.
ridiculous.
Should we give away tickets really quickly?
Right now,
Yeah.
we have 2 tickets to give away to see Foreigner and Lynyrd Skynyrd August 6th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, courtesy of Live Nation. To win these tickets, you have to have a valid email address or you are screwed. We need caller number
7
to the contest line at 314-955-1120, 314-955-1120. Better have that email address or you're in trouble. It is the Chris and Amy show on KMOX. We're going to be talking to comedian TJ Miller, actor TJ Miller. He's going to be here in studio at 11:30. He's performing at the St. Louis Funny Bone in Westport. That is tonight and tomorrow night. Got a couple of shows each night, so we'll have him with us. Amy, we got a good day, I think.
That's a great day.
And then the Gas House Gang at 12 o'clock. I should tell you about that as well.
And I mean, if you haven't mailed it in already, I mean, my goodness, it's 11 o'clock on a Friday. Mail it in. Listen to our show.
Yeah, that's right. It's 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Steve Ellman leads. Ellman enacted a data center moratorium. He doubled our parkland, built new roads, prioritized safe schools and streets, eliminated the county's real property tax. Ellman for St. Charles County. Bill Eigel misleads. Eigel talks but didn't pay his property taxes, but voted to give tax credits to the company behind the St. Charles data center, and was rebuked by Trump's lawyer for scamming donors.
Paid for by the committee to elect Steve Ellman, Michael Summer Jr., Treasurer.
Congress doesn't need more politicians. For nearly 30 years, Joan Von Dross dedicated her life to helping students learn, grow, and succeed. Now she's running for Congress to fight for lower healthcare costs, stronger public schools, and a more affordable future for Missouri families. Teachers solve problems. Politicians play politics.
I'm Joan Von Dross, Democrat from Missouri CD2, and I approve this message. Vote for me on August 4th.
Paid for by Von Dross for Congress.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My Lowe's Pro Rewards members, save big during Lowe's Pro Savings Days. Get your member volume discount plus an extra 5% off eligible orders with a quote of $2,000 or more. And buy more and save more with up to 20% off in-stock molding when you spend $250 or more. Members get more at Lowe's. Valid through 7/31. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Can't be combined with any contract or special pricing. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit the Pro Desk or Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Some shows are about sports. Some shows are about nothing. This one's kind of both.
So the show's not really a sports show per se. It's just a show. Glover here, we talk about whatever's happening, life, work, random stuff. And yeah, the Cardinals always find their way in. I'm a lifelong fan. Love going to the games, love supporting the team, and love hanging out with you guys.
The Dave Glover Show at 1, and then Cardinals baseball.
In a county full of slick politicians, one man never got the memo. Jake Zimmerman. He may not be cool, but as county assessor, Zimmerman delivered. Here's Jake.
I stopped casinos taking money from our schools and cracked down on wealthy developers dodging taxes.
The St. Louis American called his office a model of respectful competence, and the Post-Dispatch just endorsed Zimmerman in his campaign for county executive for his pledge to take the drama out of county government. As county executive, he'll make life more affordable and stand up to MAGA's attacks on our rights.
I'm not flashy, but I get results, and I've got your back.
Then there's Brian Williams. Williams voted with MAGA Republicans to open the door to extreme abortion bans, and now MAGA is bankrolling Williams with $150,000 in donations. Brian Williams and MAGA can't be trusted. Jake Zimmerman is on our side. Paid for by Citizens for Jake Zimmerman. Jeannie Kirkton, Treasurer.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
It is 11 o'clock. We have rain in the area, 76 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. The FBI issuing a warning after a suspected Iranian cyber attack on Minnesota's water systems. Authorities saying hackers knocked offline dozens of water systems. Multiple U.S. officials telling ABC News they're not sure yet, but suspect those attacks may be linked to Iran. Here's ABC's Matt Rivers.
The idea that Iran is behind this really comes at a precarious moment, obviously, as the United States and Iran have started fighting once again in this part of the world. And this would signal an aggression from Iran if this were actually to be proven that that Tehran is behind this attack.
In the showdown over President Trump's nominee for Attorney General, Todd Blanche's confirmation in doubt as Trump threatens to withdraw the nomination in the face of demands by Republican senators that Blanche agree in writing to limits on a tax immunity deal for Trump. The two senators holding things up are Texas's John Cornyn and North Carolina's Tom Tillis. We get more from ABC's Jay O'Brien.
There was a meeting yesterday between Cornyn, Tillis, and Blanche. A source tells us there was progress, but no deal. It's worth pointing out President Trump has little leverage over these two senators because they're both leaving Congress. Cornyn lost to a Trump-backed primary challenger a few months ago, and he tells me that loss has given him new political freedom.
Sean Grayson, the former Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy convicted of the second-degree murder of Sonia Massey, has been denied medical release. Grayson has so far served 6 months of a 20-year sentence. His attorney says Grayson's cancer is now stage 4 and has spread. The decision by the Illinois Prisoner Review Board was unanimous, although Grayson can request early release again. More than 20 members of Massey's family attended the hearing. Massey had called police about a potential prowler. Massey shot her in the face in her kitchen. A Granite City man sentenced to 25 years in prison for sexual abuse. 26-year-old Eli Winters pled guilty this week to filming himself while sexually abusing a minor, resulting in the birth of a child. Winters will have mandatory supervised release after his sentence and will be a registered sex offender for the rest of his life. If you were at any of the Cardinals-Cubs games this week, you may have met the newest addition of the St. Louis Metro Police Force. His name is Captain, and he's an almost 5-year-old Clydesdale who stands 18 and a half hands tall or 6.5 feet. Evita Caldwell is with the St. Louis Police Department. She describes Captain as calm-tempered and says the department has been looking for the perfect Clydesdale for 2 years now.
Well, I think it's just the uniqueness of him being a Clydesdale, and all of our horses obviously are really wonderful and really beneficial to the department. But I think with Captain being a Clydesdale, that probably makes him stand out a little bit more.
Some rain and a thunderstorm through the midday period. Watch for flooding on streets as well as in low-lying and poor drainage areas. Plenty of clouds and humid for the afternoon with a shower or thunderstorm in the area, high 83. A heavy gusty thunderstorm early tonight, then lingering cloud and a shower late tonight, low 68. Mostly cloudy, breezy, and uncommonly cool for the beginning of August tomorrow. A couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm, the high just 74. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Cloudy, rainy, and 76 degrees right now in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
I think we should start a new game.
Okay.
And the game is called Drunk or Not Drunk. Okay.
Is it like for our show?
No, it's just, well, I'll give you a scenario, and then you have to tell me if the person was drunk when it happened or
All
not.
right.
All right. So, old friend Harrison Bader. Remember Harrison Bader?
Yeah.
Outfielder for the Cardinals. Had nice hair.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's why they named him that.
He's played for other teams, played for the Phillies, with the Giants. He's been out for a while. He had a foot injury. Well, apparently he re-aggravated that injury. And the report today is that he is out for the season for the Giants. He was in a scooter accident over the weekend, Saturday into Sunday. So Saturday night, he reportedly drove his scooter into the back of a fire truck, and that fire truck then ran over his foot, the injured foot. Witnesses are saying that he was seen drinking at various points during the night before the accident.
He
drove
drove the scooter
into a back of a fire truck.
Okay.
And then the truck ran over the injured foot.
Was he back? The truck was backing up?
I don't know.
This is...
I don't know. What in the hell?
Okay. I'm trying to picture this because also I'm picturing a cartoon boink when he hits the back of a fire truck, but then he must have fallen to the outside of the fire truck, not the inside, because then it would have backed over him, which would have been awful if a fire truck backed over Harrison Bader.
Yeah.
But he fell to the outside of the fire truck, so just his
don't
leg.
Know. I don't know.
And then how did the fire truck know that they ran over his foot?
You're asking questions I have no answer for.
I have so many questions. I mean, it's not funny because, you could lose your foot. If a fire truck drives over your foot, you could lose that foot.
Yeah, and this
Where
foot was
did you
already
see
injured.
This story?
It's in New York Post, but KPIX reported it first.
And there are no details about this.
There are no details about how the truck ran over his foot.
But are there any details about the severity of his foot
Yeah,
injury?
he's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, but he could be out forever if it's bad enough.
Well, I don't think it flattened like a
pancake.
It's like a pancake.
But it could.
It could have.
That's why it's not funny because that's what I said. You could lose your foot.
By the way, motorized scooters are considered moving vehicles. You cannot be on them if you're drunk. That's the same as driving a car. It's not the same, but you're still in trouble.
Our know-it-all texters will know this, and I could look it up, but I won't because I want the know-it-all texters to text in at 314-436-7900. Can you get a ticket for riding your bike drunk? A bike, non-motorized.
You can.
That's what I thought.
And?
How do you know?
Because it's considered a moving vehicle.
So then
and
why do they
operate one of those.
Do the wineries and then you get to ride your bike on the Katy Trail? That sounds like you're avoiding
Well, you're not drunk.
Drunk driving.
Yeah, maybe there are certain places where you can get away with it. But
on the Katy Trail.
I guess on the Katy Trail.
I don't know. I just don't know. I've never done that. I don't drink wine. All right.
That's not good, Harrison Bader.
Well, it's not good. I do hope he's okay because that could be really
Well, he's
bad.
not. He's out for the season.
Well, no. For
he's
life.
dealing with plantar fasciitis, and so that was the original injury.
Yeah. You would argue that the fire truck is a worse injury.
Then the fire truck runs over your foot. It's like, oh, come on, of all things.
Do you remember when we spoke a couple of weeks ago with the comedian Ryan Hamilton, who actually did get hit by a bus?
Yes.
And it was bad. He was very injured. But how he said, if you talk to people and you say, I got hit by a car, everyone's very concerned. But if you say you got hit by a bus, people are like, how'd you get hit by a bus? He said people think it's funny when he tells them that he got hit by a bus.
Well, he's used it for good, though.
He has used it for good, and he's okay now. Yeah. All right.
And Texter says, Chris, before you give us some news, could you get the facts? Good luck. I don't have the facts. That's what I have. I'm giving you what I have. I don't know how the fire truck ran over his foot. I don't know.
You left out the most important part. That texter also thanked me for asking questions.
Yeah, but I don't have these answers.
But inquiring minds would like to know a little bit more, Chris.
Well, of course they would. So would I. I would like to know the mechanics of this.
Do you think this is true? We have a 618 who says that they know someone who got a DUI on a lawnmower.
A riding lawnmower?
Aren't you allowed to drink a beer while you cut the grass on a riding lawnmower?
I don't know. I mean, you're in your yard. You're not out on the roads. If you're out on the streets,
then
if you're driving the streets with a
lawnmower. Hey, this texter, the 618, did they get the DUI on the streets? Were they driving their lawnmower on the streets? Or did they get the DUI in his front yard? I would think that you're allowed to have a beer while you're cutting the grass. That seems like a very American thing.
I don't know, man.
Because you can't use a push mower and hold a beer unless you have a cup holder. Do push mowers have cup holders?
No, but you can buy a little clamp that screws in. I've got one. Yeah.
For the mower?
Yeah.
For your beer?
Yeah. Or water or whatever else.
You still push your lawnmower?
I push my dad's mower, yeah. He needs help.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Does your grandpa have a riding lawnmower, though?
Yeah, I use that too.
Do you drink while you're on it?
No.
What was the thing that he wanted, your grandfather? He wanted like a boat or something?
No, worse. He wanted to shovel his own driveway in the winter. He's 93, by the way. And instead of like paying the neighborhood kids to shovel the snow for him, he wanted to modify an ATV and like secure a shovel to the front of it so he could drive an ATV.
Like a plow?
Like a plow. He went to make his own plow.
Aw.
That's so great.
And
That
he
is
said no.
Yeah.
And you told him no. You took the keys away from him?
No. Bad. No. That's what we said.
Didn't you
Hit him
say
on
that
the nose?
his driveway is also steep?
It's like as close to 90 degrees as you can get. It's, yeah.
That's so
Like
sad.
89-degree driveway.
89 degrees.
He has
It'd be
to-
really dangerous.
He has
if
to get rock climbing equipment to get into his house.
It's just roped. It's a pulley system. That 618 does text about his buddy or that he knew that got the DUI on a lawnmower. He said he was driving his lawnmower on the shoulder of the road.
Well, that's why he got.
His license was suspended, so he didn't drive the car to the bar. That's why he drove the lawnmower to the bar.
Wait, there's a video of this. Somebody driving a tractor. I think they were drunk, and this is from a few years ago. And they get pulled over by a cop. It's like a huge tractor that they were driving, I think, from the bar or something like that. Wonder if it's this person.
314 says, under Missouri state statutes, conventional bicycles are not considered motor vehicles. You have to have a motor in it to be considered a motor vehicle. Thus, you cannot be arrested for operating a motor vehicle while driving a bicycle.
It's the Wild West here in Missouri.
I don't know.
Wild
A
West.
636 does point out that fire trucks have a sign on the back that does say stay back 300 feet.
Well, Harrison Bader did not do that. And he ran into the back of. How do you run into the back of a fire truck? And then how does it run over your foot?
This is not a joke because this is serious because someone lost their life. But that fatal crash that happened on Market earlier this week was a guy on a motorcycle who ran into a bus.
Yeah. That does happen. You got to be careful out there, man. Be very careful with what you're doing.
I have a friend who is a blind rock climber. He's a competitive rock climber, has competed in the Paralympic Games and all of that with climbing. And he said it's not, he calls it, there's like black blind, where I think you can't see light at all. It's completely black. And then there's blind where you can't see anything in front of you, but maybe some light shines out from the. So he said, he has, there's different levels, I guess, of it, but he has some peripheral like vision, but he is legally blind. He can't, he can't drive. But he was he lost his sight as a teenager. So in high school. So he said, imagine you're a freshman in high school. It's already kind of a tough time and you start going blind in high school. It's not good, right? So he was born sighted and then lost his sight. And he got very, very depressed because he used to ride stunt bikes and skateboard and do all of these things. And now he's a high schooler and he's blind. He didn't want to go to a school for the blind. He said he was just rebelling. He was really depressed, but he finally helped get out of the depression by a friend who said, okay, so what? So you're blind. You can still ride bikes. We can still go do these things. And so he started getting into rock climbing, but he also started riding bikes. And he told me that when he first started getting into riding bikes and his friend would guide him, he said he ran into the backs of a lot of cars.
Probably due to the not being able to see.
Yes, yeah. He said I ran into a lot of cars. So there were some bumps and bruises, but now he is a professional and sponsored rock climber.
Texter here used to be a school bus driver, says, I saw a man driving a zero-turn lawnmower down Telegraph Road with grocery bags on the deck. I figured the family took his keys away. He was older. This guy got around not having a car anymore by taking his lawnmower to the
not just
store.
a driving tractor lawnmower, but a zero turn.
Yes.
Where you've got the arms and they're.
That's wonderful.
Wow.
Good for him.
Wow.
Mayor Mike Parkinson from Granite City texted in and said, I am correct on tickets for the bikes.
Yeah, that's.
So maybe that's an Illinois thing.
Can you be arrested?
I don't know.
Or
He
is it
says
just
he
ticketing?
just said tickets.
I wonder if that happens in Granite City.
Oh, probably.
So he's got to be up on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of drinking and driving in Granite. I'm sure of it. And bike riding. Hanging out in the Wilson Park. Getting high. I didn't do that.
You don't get that kind of detail without experience.
That's right, baby. Comedian TJ Miller is going to be here in studio with us just after 11:30. Looking forward to a conversation. Friend of the show, TJ Miller. We who won our tickets?
I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, I'd like to know
Would you
who
like to
won.
know? Ted.
Ted?
Don't know where Ted's from, but
Well, Ted.
That sounds fake.
Fairview Heights.
Ted from Fairview
yeah.
Heights won tickets to see Foreigner and Lynyrd Skynyrd, and we will have another pair of tickets to give away before the show is over. You know what? Let's just do it now.
Let's do it now.
I'm going to do it right now.
We'll do it live.
Blanket, we'll do it live. Let's give away a pair of tickets for Lynyrd Skynyrd and Foreigner performing at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. August 6th.
Yeah.
And courtesy of Live Nation, these tickets are going to be going to caller number 5 at 314-955-1120. And you have to have a valid email address or you cannot
Dude,
get these tickets.
You have to have a valid email address.
314-955-1120. Good luck.
All right. It's summer, obviously. And as we approach fall, we have a couple of things that's going on. You're still dealing with the summer bugs, like the stinging insects, mosquitoes, especially with all this rain, as you hang outside, maybe moles in the yard, ants in the kitchen, that type of thing that you associate with summer. But also know that fall is approaching, and when the weather changes, the bugs like to find and the pests like to find a new place to live for the colder weather. So you really want to plan ahead so that you're not surprised again by roaches and ants and other such things in the fall. So visit Rottler.com. When you call Rottler, a real human will answer the phone, which is great. And they have same day and next day service. They can get their technicians out to your house quickly. And like I said, a real human answers the phone, so you can talk to them. You can let them know your situation. I've done that before. Said, hey, here's what I'm dealing with. And they really customize their plan, their treatment plan to what you're dealing with, which is nice. I mean, that's what you want. So again, if you're having, I'll throw this out there now, if you're having a party or a get-together, birthday party, barbecue, you're going to be outside on the deck listening to Cardinals baseball maybe, call Rottler, get their mosquito service first. Notice the difference. I keep bringing that one up because it's such a game changer for hanging outside in the yard. Rottler.com, Rottler.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. There's a saying, it takes a group of good men to build a barn, and only one to tear it down. Well, a few Jeff City politicians are at it again, tearing things down with Amendment 5 and Amendment 4. No on 5 and 4. 5 takes our money with higher sales taxes, higher taxes on gas, guns, and groceries, a sales tax hike on rent and diesel, seed and feed. 4 takes away our constitutional right to vote and go around the establishment politicians and to stop higher taxes. Takes away our safety valve, a vote of the people to stop or reverse a dumb idea like the everything tax. I'm a no. A heck no. No. No on Amendment 5. No on Amendment 4. No on both 4 and 5. Paid for by no on the everything tax.
Breaking news. Missouri will vote on Amendment 4 this August. Right now, a ballot measure passes in Missouri if it gets a majority of votes statewide. Amendment 4 would permanently end that. If Amendment 4 passes, it would rewrite the Missouri Constitution. So instead of using the total statewide vote to decide if something is approved, a measure would need to win a majority of votes separately in each of Missouri's 8 congressional districts in order to pass. So one district could veto the will of most Missourians. That means with Amendment 4, just 5% of voters could overrule what the majority of Missouri citizens want. Opponents of Amendment 4 say it undermines the sacred principle of one person, one vote, and takes away the people's power, giving it to politicians and special interests instead. Protect majority rule. Vote no on Amendment 4. Paid for by Protect Majority Rule Missouri. Mike Pridmore, Treasurer.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going a swing.
Ready to elevate your game? Join the MBA Sportscasters Forum on Tuesday, September 15th in St. Louis. Learn from Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and Hall of Famer John Rooney as they break down play-by-play, reporting, interviewing, and covering the game. Then cap off the day with the Cardinals versus Giants at Busch Stadium. Step into the booth. Sharpen your skills. Go to KMOX.com/events for details and registration. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Now, a look back at this week's Chris and Amy show. Out of context.
I'm not comparing Frank Sinatra and O.J. Simpson. I'm not. I'm just saying these are moments that hit me.
Birds are stupid. They're stupid.
I grab my throat and I realize it's too late, and I'm not going to make myself throw up because that's dramatic.
That's
also.
way dramatic.
I don't like throwing up.
This stuff is hot, straight, terrible garbage.
I can see you sleeping with the volleyball.
Hey, man, sorry you got sucked halfway out of your plane.
The Muppets or my Bono?
What?
Let me tell you, she's still talking about the friggin' zoo.
Although any of these would be problematic if you stuffed them in an orifice of any kind.
My Lord. So we're doing
this show. Why do you people listen to this?
Week out of context a little early today.
Trash.
Yeah.
So we got comedian TJ Miller coming up next. All right. That seems like a lot we have to parse through. So good luck to us.
Amy, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Most recent clip you heard was you talking about an orifice, and I don't even like using that word. So
No.
I'm going to play it again,
Okay.
and you're going to have to give some context to it.
Although any of these would be problematic if
Okay.
you stuffed them in an orifice of any kind.
What were you talking about?
I was definitely talking about people trying to bring insane items through TSA, like grenades or mines or bombs.
Correct.
What was the orifice, though?
When you began the story, Ron thought, wait, are these things that
Oh, that's
doctors
right.
or surgeons have
That's right.
found in people's orifices?
Yeah, that's right. It was not. It was what they'd found on their carry-on.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ron, this one's going to be kind of tough.
This stuff is hot, straight, terrible garbage. Is it AI something?
No. I'll give you a hint because it's kind of vague. It's Gen Z related.
Probably something they like.
No, it's...
He lost.
He lost.
I lost.
There you go.
Is it influencers?
No, this
All right.
was the video of all the college-age kids who did not know who Christian Bale was.
Oh, yeah. What the hell? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Amy, you're up next.
This is different. I'm not comparing Frank Sinatra and O.J. Simpson. I'm not. I'm just saying these are moments that hit me. Yes, I do know. It was on the same Gen Z conversation where I had seen kids in real life not know who Frank Sinatra was, and not knew who O.J. Simpson was.
Yep, good job.
Yeah, I mean, you should know those things. You should know a little history or something.
Wait, O.J. Simpson died, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Rest
Did
in
not
peace.
sing. Frank Sinatra was the singer. Not to confuse the two.
Yes, not to confuse the two.
Ron, give some context to this.
Birds are stupid. They're stupid. Well, okay, I know it culminated in me talking about the bird pooping on my doorstep.
Yes.
But I forgot where it started.
You have such a bad memory. It's unbelievable.
It was an Amy story.
Now, don't give him hints. You
Oh,
lost.
the bird that flew into the chimney.
Yeah, you lost.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
give you both.
That
a-
we rescued. That we rescued
I get both?
promptly.
Yeah.
We rescued.
Well, I called the maintenance guy.
Yeah,
Who
he
called the
rescued.
pest control guy.
He rescued. Yeah.
Yeah, but I made the initial call.
They just killed the bird.
No, the bird went home to his family.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, give some context to.
The Muppets or my Bono?
What?
What? Oh, that one, because the Muppets were in the World Cup final halftime show.
Yep.
Your dinger broke. Oh,
My
there you
dinger
go.
broke.
And you were saying that how is it related to Bono? You were saying is because I like Bono. And the Muppets to you or Bono
Yeah,
to me?
I was so excited. I think Matt was offended that the Muppets were in the halftime show. And I said, no, the Muppets are my Bono.
Yeah. The whole halftime show was very odd. It was.
Chris Martin was in the background
For some
and
reason.
never acknowledged.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was, I go,
No,
this,
he said I think that was his halftime show. He put it all together.
Well, all I know is when all the colorful stuff came out and everybody was singing, I said, because we were at Michael Kelly's house with Matt, and I said, Matt, I was like, this feels like a Coldplay concert. And then in the
There he
background,
was.
Matt's like, there's Chris Martin in the background.
Yeah,
but he
I-
was never acknowledged and he never took the main stage. He
Yeah,
was
I'm-
just in the background the whole time.
I'm pretty sure that was like
Really?
he designed the whole show or something.
Well, he put himself in it.
Yeah. Okay. Ron, you're up next.
Hey, man, sorry you got sucked halfway out of your plane. Oh, yeah. That was from the Ryanair flight. The guy whose window blew up next to him and he was pulled halfway out of the
Yeah.
plane for about, was it 90 seconds?
I think it was 2 minutes.
And then all Ryanair did was, do you want us to rebook your flight for you? They didn't
The
even.
guy's in a neck brace. It snapped. He was in a 737 going
Yeah.
500 miles an hour.
Yeah, and his
Oh.
passengers had to hold him in. So, yeah, he's suing the airline, obviously.
Yeah. Amy, this is one of you being dramatic, so give some context to it.
I grabbed my throat and I realized it's too late, and I'm not going to make myself throw up because that's dramatic.
That's
also.
way
I don't
dramatic.
like throwing up. I ate cilantro and pico de gallo right in the middle of the poo-poo parasite outbreak.
Which is spreading still?
Yeah,
Still
apparently
happening?
it's still exploding. No pun intended. But as Matt said, that's last week's news.
That's right.
Nobody cares.
It's just the scoots. You'll be all right.
We got measles news now. We got a new disease to talk about.
Well, an old
disease.
New
old
disease.
All right, last one for you guys. It's not either of you two speaking, so it's up for grabs for whoever wants it.
She's still talking about the friggin' zoo.
Scott McFarland,
Yep.
his wife, was visiting St. Louis.
And she loved the zoo.
She's still talking about the friggin' zoo.
Yeah. we all are, Scott.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Oh.
zoo. Hey, do we have a winner? Who won those tickets?
We do. That will be Dan from St. Louis.
Dan from St. Louis, congratulations
Congrats.
for winning those Foreigner / Leonard Skinner tickets because they're playing next week at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, and you should go see them perform. Hey, real quick, before we get to the break, and we'll invite TJ Miller into the studio, the Cardinals have tweeted this out. It is you have an opportunity to take a survey about your thoughts on the uniforms, on the uniform rotation at cardinals.com/jersey. And so they're asking you to rank the current uniforms they wear. They ask you about the City Connects. Do you want to see a new City Connect at some point in the future? So they are taking input. I love this.
Because
I
didn't the
love
Cardinals
that.
just flip-flop the rules and get it approved by MLB that they got to wear their baby blues at home? Because people wanted to see the baby blues at home.
Yeah.
We
So
talked to Megan Eberhardt about that.
Oh, yeah,
They got
she was-
special exception to wear the baby blues at home.
that's very cool. So, yeah, you have an opportunity to give your input on the Cardinals uniforms moving forward. I think that's really cool of them to
Yeah.
take that. Cardinals.com/jersey. So go take that survey. TJ Miller, comedian, joins the show when we come back on KMOX.
You've heard the commercials, seen the signs on the lawns. They can mean only one thing. The Missouri primary election happens this Tuesday. Vote, then stay with KMOX News throughout the day for election updates, what's happening in the key primary races, and what you need to know. Wednesday morning, Total Information AM will have results and reaction. The Missouri primary election. We've got it covered on 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
71 degrees and spritzing there outside Studio B. Cloudy, not as hot today. A thunderstorm in parts throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Could be some flooding downpours. Otherwise, a high of 82 this afternoon. Tonight, a low of 69.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Bill, you're an old politician.
Yup, sure am.
So you know the old-timers warned that someone trying to sell you a pig in a poke was a con man.
Well, sure.
Well, no offense, Tom, but your politician's Amendment 5 is a pig in a poke, telling politicians to raise our taxes without a vote of the people. And the politician's Amendment 4 takes away our power to do anything about it. Well, let's look at what's really inside 4 and 5.
Oh, don't do that.
5 hits hardest seniors and those struggling financially with new taxes on services like doctor visits, in-home care, and rent. Sales taxes could more than triple. For up to 80% of Missourians, it's a tax hike. And Amendment 4 ends majority rule, effectively ending our power to stop corrupt and out-of-control politicians.
Slick plan, huh?
No, Tom. 4 and 5 are schemes that hurt citizens and transfer our power and our money to politicians and lobbyists. That's why I'm voting no on the politicians' Amendments 4 and 5, paid for by Missourians for Fair Government.
The radical left let crime and drugs pour into our nation, and they let biological men into girls' sports. But here in Missouri, if there's a problem, we fix it. That's why Ann Wagner's fixing the mess the radical left made and delivering for us. Wagner voted to ban biological men from competing in girls' sports. And she voted to fund the police and provide more resources for Border Patrol agents, keeping our families, communities, and children safe. And Ann Wagner didn't stop there. In Congress, Wagner passed the largest working-class tax cut in American history, kept big government out of our business, protected our way of life, and ensured our communities remain safe. That's why Ann Wagner's endorsed by the Missouri Farm Bureau and Missouri Fraternal Order of Police. Vote Ann Wagner for Congress on August 4th.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 100 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. At UMGC, success is yours for the taking and the making, and nothing should keep you from it, especially not an application fee. Apply now and we'll waive your application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
TJ Miller, 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 TJ Miller.
So tonight at St. Louis,
aliens,
St. Louis, Westport,
and
Funny
old
Bone.
St. Nick.
We're gonna talk about this because you got two shows tonight.
I can't hear anything. I don't have headphones on, so
can you hear me?
What?
Yeah.
Why he keeps going like this?
We
Right
had to
here.
tell him that someone
That's
came
Amy.
into the studio and broke all our headphones.
I'm Chris.
Sure.
Hey, two shows tonight at Westport Funny Bone, 7 o'clock, 9:30, and then tomorrow 6:30 and 9. TJ Miller, comedian, in studio with us right now. How's it going, man?
That's great, Amy. How are you?
We're doing great.
What are you thinking about right now?
Well, to be honest,
Yeah, please do. Honesty is the best policy. It's also the easiest one.
I don't know how much I can say because I missed part of it because unlike you, I do have headphones. But the movie thing you were mentioning.
Oh, yes. You were talking about a Christmas
I'm
movie.
really thinking about the plot of this movie, but I don't want to give it away, so I don't know what I can say. But I'm still thinking about that.
That's good news. I've been doing this character, and Kate calls it Timothy Maximum because did you guys see Marty Supreme?
Not yet. The Timothy Chalamet, no.
I think also people kind of now are like, I don't want to see that. That guy's a dick.
You're either pro ballet or you're pro Timothy
right,
Chalamet.
Exactly. My wife was a ballerina, so I was like, hey. But anyway, he made this movie called Marty Supreme. It is very edge of your seat. I think in a lot of ways I loved that about it. And then there are other things, but I kept forgetting the name of it. So I was like, what is it called? Timothy Maximum? It's like, what?
Maximum.
And I'm like, is that it? Is it Timothy Maximum? She's like, no, it's Marty Supreme. And I was like, how is that less weird?
Yeah, right.
How is Marty Supreme more realistic than Timothy Maximum? So she calls, when I saw her do this guy, she calls him Timothy Maximum. And she didn't like him in the beginning, but now she like makes me do it for other people. That's how you can tell your wife has done a little 180 on something. She goes, show Timothy Maximum, TJ. Oh, you really weren't saying that last night. But yeah, so no, it's exciting. I mean, I'm obsessed with Tiffany Haddish. I think it's okay to talk about that because I think she enjoys that.
Okay, so you were telling us about this Christmas movie that you've been working on, and she may be a part of it?
Yeah, I mean, she and I are trying to do the movie together, and we're trying to find a director right now. We have our machinations on one of the biggest directors in the world, who happens also to be a friend. And Tiffany's saying that she's friends with him too. He's being coy,
really,
as these billionaires often are. It's very funny. It is funny that I sort of. I work so much in stand-up, and it's my favorite thing. I'm so excited about tonight. I'm going to do I was just on the phone with the director. Tell me if this is this prejudiced, or is this racist?
Oh, no.
Or is this bigoted? Tell me what this is, okay? I am hiring this videographer instead of the other 5 that I'm talking to because he is named TJ. Also,
there's some kind of favoritism there.
This is just favoritism?
But I don't think you can get in trouble for it.
It's not really nepotism, is it?
No.
Is he your son?
No.
Well, son, we all are. Nah. He admittedly, he sounds on the phone like he's white, which is that's a strike against him, to be honest with you. When I started out, many people online, this was before I was really famous, many people online kind of said, I saw it a lot. It's kind of on Twitter, and it just would say, TJ Miller's not black?
Really?
What? Yeah, and then other people would be like, I just found out TJ Miller's white. Well, that ruined my day. Or something like that. It'd be really funny stuff because most TJ Millers are black people.
They're
They're black. Isn't that? And I had no idea. But I've probably only met 2 or 3 other TJs. I meet white guys who say, my name's Thomas. Middle name's Jebediah. So you just met another TJ. And I'm like, no, I didn't, because you don't go by TJ. But I work with another videographer.
I know one other TJ is Filipino.
Black. He's Filipino?
Yeah.
So it's very rare that you see a white TJ. Whenever you do, you're supposed to play the lottery and then give the ticket a kiss and say, TJ, take me away.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have heard that, Urban.
No, I haven't heard that.
Imagine, okay, well, that's probably why
Does
you haven't
Trader Joe
won the
count?
lottery yet.
Does Trader Joe count?
No, because I met the guy that owns Trader Joe's, and he was like, hey, I'm Trader. I was like, I'm TJ. He's like, oh, my middle name's Joe. I'm like another TJ. I was like, no, you're not Trader. In fact, I'm going to start spelling your name Traitor.
You know what? I went to your show last year. Or no, 2 years ago.
I remember.
When you were talking. I went.
Do you remember him there?
I really do.
Was he a disruption?
As soon as I saw him, yeah, but it's only because he'll look at you like, well, why am I not having a great time?
No, that's not what happened. I had a really good time. And then
that.
you gave me
Look
peanut
at
butter.
him.
Oh, also, thanks for the peanut butter. You sent in...
No problem.
Some
Did you guys
TJ
get
Miller
more?
peanut butter.
Well, here's the thing. We thought you were trying
yeah.
to kill our producer.
Yeah.
Because it was sent to our producer.
Me.
Him. He's allergic
Well,
to.
maybe you shouldn't receive gifts anymore because you're immunocompromised.
Yeah, I found out. I won't anymore.
I'm surprised you're not wearing a peanut mask right now. I know it's Missouri, and you guys think that's backwards.
Yeah.
Well,
I do like. I always forget St. Louis is in Missouri.
Where do you think it is?
I think it's its own entity. But I really
kind
do
of is.
Yeah, you kind of think about it, you go St. Louis, because I'll say that to people, and a lot of people don't have a huge opinion. I live in New York about St. Louis. They kind of, you go to a place in Florida, and we're like, oh my God. Somebody said to me, what do you, this is Manhattan night. I go, I'm going to Florida. I go, what are you going to even talk about? And I was like, I don't know, Florida stuff. You know, they do speak English. Obviously, a lot slower. But, and so I was laughing, but I'll say St. Louis, and people don't even really know. You say Cleveland, people still are on that tip of like, oh, that's too bad. Or you say like, Texas, they have kind of their thoughts about that. But St. Louis, everyone's like, huh.
Yeah.
They don't know. It's a mystery.
That's
you
right.
know what? That's exactly right. It's not a who cares or who knows. It's kind of like, I never really thought about what that would be like to go to St. Louis. And I asked my Uber driver, I tell you this, it's better than Springfield, Missouri.
Oh,
And I like
yeah.
Springfield. But at one point, and this is true, and I'm telling you because your producer might get sick if he doesn't hear this.
You don't want to lose.
I mean, he looks.
Like Art
He looks.
Garfunkel?
Yeah, like Art Garfunkel. No, he looks like he needs to be prostrate in a hospital bed right now. That's what I think.
Well,
Is
his
what happens.
doctor's the one that told him he looked like Art Garfunkel.
Well, that's in his medical professional opinion.
He's right. I think he's right.
You are in need of some Simon. I prescribe you Paul Simon before that weird drums album. And so Springfield, Missouri, this is my favorite. At one point during the COVID-19 pandemic, right? I guess at that point it was in pandemic. It was, this is real, the epicenter of coronavirus worldwide. So it was concentrated and spreading faster than anywhere else in the world, per capita, all that stuff, statistically. It was Springfield, Missouri. Do you know what that means? That means there were people in India who didn't have indoor plumbing. They were like, at least we're not Springfield.
I never heard this fact.
Sure.
I don't know this. Why does this sound vaguely familiar to me? Maybe I did hear that.
Your
before.
Uber driver told you that?
No, my Uber driver, see, I am all over the place because I'm having so much fun. My Uber driver was like, how would you describe St. Louis? Someone was like, I've never been there. I don't think I'm ever going to go. How do you describe it? And he goes, St. Louis a lot slower than people think it is. You know, it's a lot, life's a lot slower here than people may think. And I was like, yeah, I mean, you can't argue with a thing that is someone saying something and doing it as he's going along. So I was laughing about that. But he sort of kept saying it's a small city. It's slower than people think. It's not as dangerous as people think. I realize he did not say that. But it's, I think he thought it was, and I'm not saying that because I saw a man in the middle of the intersection screaming to God to strike him down.
I saw that guy too.
That's just downtown
Yeah.
St. Louis.
Yeah. He's there on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I love it.
He has a schedule.
Yeah, he works at the Arch. But he's, take me to the top of it. Drag me down. So I thought that was interesting. But do you guys think that? Do you think that it's more of a small town feel than a big city, or it's a big city with a small city mentality? What do you think?
I think it's more small town-ish, I guess.
Well, I think we say big city because it used to be bigger and more happening, right?
Yeah.
Like historically, but now it's like it's a city that feels like a small town for sure.
I think a lot of people have left over the years.
Yeah.
So it's getting smaller.
But the people, but the one reason why it also feels like a small town is a lot of people who are here are from here, and so are their parents and their grandparents and everybody. So
there aren't a whole lot of people from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Did you all move here for work, or are you from here?
I'm from here.
She's from here. I grew up in Illinois, right across the river.
Yeah,
I lived in Chicago for a long time, but then I came back, 8 years ago, 9 years ago?
Well, it's
That's
like-
where I started doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Everybody in St. Louis, I feel like, is from St. Louis. I just got back from Colorado and I met some people. I'm like, are you
That's
from
where I'm
Colorado?
from.
Oh, and they go, no one's from Colorado. That's what they told me. They go, no one's from Colorado.
Oh, that's funny and terrible because we do have a lot of transplants. It is. Denver's becoming, and I grew up there. It's not there yet, but it is becoming more and more like New York, or I'd be interested in what the deal is with Austin because I'm going there after this. But in New York, to meet someone who's from New York would be very, very strange.
Right.
It's not especially in Manhattan, but like in Manhattan, you almost everybody is from somewhere else and came there. So most people start off by saying, "So where are you from?" Meaning, where in the country or the world are you from? Not, or where in New York are you from, or something like that. And Denver's trying to have that many transplants where everybody is from somewhere else. But Buffalo, now that you say all this, strikes me as closer to St. Louis because Buffalo is a city. It's a real city, but most of the people who live there are they're from there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people leave and go to college and everything, but most of the people that you talk to who kind of have kids and stuff, they grew up there, left, and then came back. And the family component of it, I guess, is really important. And it would have to be because Buffalo has the worst weather, some of the worst weather, I think, in the United States. It definitely rivals Chicago in the sense that it gets so cold and so biting that everyone, I don't know, there's something about, my wife's best friend is from Buffalo. So she's a Buffalo chick. And then I have a buddy who's from Buffalo. And they kind of have this sturdiness to them where they grew up and they're like, I can handle anything.
They're hardy.
That's what we know a guy used to work here from Buffalo, and he's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And they built their new stadium, the football stadium, no dome. They're keeping it open air, which is cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of want to prove it.
Yep, that's exactly
but
right.
St. Louis, but I think, you're known for barbecue. And then I was looking up jazz. I think jazz is very well known here. Nelly's from St. Louis.
John Hamm.
Oh, man, I can't wait to have my wife talk to you about him. She was convinced that he was hitting on me at a restaurant in Los Angeles. He was there with Jack McBrayer, and he came in, and he kind of said hello, and I think Kate tells the story. She loves it, but I think he was like, "Can I buy you a drink?" or something like that. I think he was just. He's one of those guys that's so debonair that I think he expects that kind of everybody is attracted to him. It doesn't matter their sexuality or gender or
anything.
Even if they're, anything. It doesn't matter. And just help dust off these.
We appreciate you.
These microphones. It's fine. I mean,
it
I
needs
think
to be cleaned in here.
Yeah, it looks a little like you guys are slowly creating sort of a tomb here. It's a tomb, with little King Tut over there. Red Tuttle Tut. Anyway, so he kind of said, "I'll get you a drink." It's like, John Hamm is hitting on you. I was like, I don't think you really understand how this works. So I went up to him because I am married. I'm not wearing a wedding ring right now because I'm trying to find a couple dates here in St. Louis, just dates to go out and with other married women and ask them what's their secret, and like Ashley Madison's secret. But I'm married, and so I walked up to John Hamm because Kate said, "I really think he's hitting on you." I thought that was so inappropriate. So I said, I walked to him and said, "Jonathan Hamm, Mr. Hamm, Jonathan Honey Baked. Listen, you little honey-baked ham." I said, "You better know this. I'm married, so I'm going to give you fellatio in the bathroom, but not to completion. And I'm going to go and tell my wife about it. And then I want you and Jack McBrayer, we're going to make a ham sandwich." That was great.
TJ Miller.
I just improvised
I'm happy
that.
you're in town.
That's
Hey,
exactly what you'll see at the stand-up comedy shows. The
Funny
Westport
Bone.
Funny Bone.
Funny Bone Westport tonight, 7 and 9:30 tomorrow.
Because he's good.
6:30 and 9.
That's
TJ
what it's
Miller
all
in town.
about. Yeah, you guys come and see me, and just like you just saw with the ham sandwich, I'll be improvising. We're doing and I just hired this TJ, and I'm excited. He's never done a live show, but we're gonna do a little mini doc, and it's gonna be called on the theme of loneliness, because I'm here completely solo this time. I didn't bring any openers or anything.
All right.
So we're gonna talk about that, what it's like to kind of live in a hotel half of your life and walk around, sort of shuffle into a Potbelly's sandwich shop and say, "Hey, are you guys getting toasted in here?" And they're like, "We toast our sandwiches." I'm like, "I was kidding. I meant like if you're drinking anyway. If anybody wants to sit by me at the park, I'll be across the street."
Go see TJ Miller tonight at the Funny Bone Westport.
Then I will be less lonely, Amy.
we're all lonely. Thanks, man, for coming in.
Are you?
Yeah. No, we're
How are
good.
you doing, though?
We're okay. I'll tell you in a minute.
But last time we talked...
That's TJ Miller.
Let's talk
We have
about
to
it
go
on
now.
the radio.
We can't. Now we have to go to break.
Is it true that your penis is steel?
Yes!
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Hey guys, this is Kevin Wheeler. If you're looking for a little kick in the pants when it comes to dropping a little weight, getting better shape, getting more into the gym, think about Burn Balance Complex, which you can pick up at Supplement Superstores. I've been using it since it came out. It's fantastic. You notice right away the difference. Look, we all have busy schedules. I do and you do. You know, we all have problems sometimes with controlling our eating patterns and staying on a plan. Well, Burn Balance Complex makes that so much easier. It's not magic, but it definitely helps make it easier. It is a complete metabolism system. It's not just a fat burner. So what you're talking about is a natural weight loss option. So if you're a person that doesn't want to go get a prescription, you're not into injections, this is a great choice for you. In addition to the metabolism boost, you get to lower stress and cortisol levels, get better sleep. It can help control appetite and cravings, all-day focused energy with no jitters, no crash at the end of the day. If you want the help, and look, we all need it, I know I do, go to Supplement Superstores, tell them your story, mention Kevin Wheeler, and they'll knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex. You can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Nobody plans on being in a serious accident, but if it happens to you, you want a law firm that's been fighting for people in our community for decades. That's Cantor Injury Law. Call 314-628-9999 or visit CantorInjuryLaw.com. Injured, you can count on Cantor.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision that should not be based solely on advertisements.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Can you believe politicians nearly doubled state spending since 2019? Yeah, that's twice the rate of inflation.
What do we get for all that extra spending? Nothing.
Yeah, and get this, over 200 loopholes are buried in our tax code, written by lobbyists for wealthy corporations.
Our tax code is rigged against us.
We get taxed on our paycheck, our home, everything we buy.
I guess somebody's got to pay for all that spending.
That's why we need Amendment 5. It puts politicians on a leash.
Forces them to cut taxes and control spending, whether they like it or not.
Amendment 5 closes the loopholes, eliminates income taxes, cuts property taxes, and gives $3,000 a year to average working families.
We decide, not the politicians.
Amendment 5 is the biggest tax cut in Missouri history.
I'm voting yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC, Mark Ellinger, Treasurer.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Markscores, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hey, the show's over. We got to go. TJ's still here, but we have to go. We have baseball talk and stuff coming up. Gas House Gang.
Well, I love the Gas House Gang.
Isn't
They're
it
real
great?
Gas, yeah. But they're not as good as you. In fact, compared to you guys, they're kind of like.
Well, I'm on the Gas House.
He is half
I'm
the
on
gas.
the Gas House
Have you ever
Gang.
seen? Well, the other half is baby puke.
TJ, it's good to see you, man. Thank you for coming in.
It's
We have to
good
go.
see you
We have to
guys.
go.
I know, but thank you guys so much, and thanks
We
to all
love
your
you. You're
listeners who
awesome.
are going to come to the comedy show.
All right.
Thank you, my friend with just the thinnest chain.
Gas House
Thinnest
Gang is
science
next
chain.
on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio. 104.1 FM, KMOX.